Of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Arizona.
We see him every day, putting in hard work and effort, and I mean, you could see on the field not only his offensive skills but his defensive skills as well.
I think his numbers speak for themselves. He's been extremely consistent, and everyone, at least in here, and I think most people's minds, he is the absolute best first baseman.
Consistency throughout a year. I mean, last year it was very impressive, month by month, and again this year. So I mean, he's doing it again, and there's really no reason why he shouldn't be.
And vote for Goldie, and I mean that's a push now, and I mean we're excited for him, and hopefully he gets another chance.
We're obviously pushing for him, and the fans got to get behind him, and give him the title he deserves.
Great day for baseball here in the great state of Arizona. D-backs hosting Native American Recognition Night. All 61 teams from the intertribal tournaments are here with us. Gila River Casinos presenting 20,000 fans with D-backs duffel bags. New first-round pick Tukey Tucson is here. And the ballot punching in full swing for Paul Goldschmidt with the All-Star Game approaching on Fox. Welcome to D-backs baseball here on Fox Sports Arizona. Good evening from Chase Field. Welcome to the broadcast. Steve Berthiaume and Bob Brenly along the way. The D-backs trying to make it 2 in a row over the San Francisco Giants on a busy day here at Chase Field. He didn't even have time to mention Bob Brenly playing the guitar outside the ballpark at the Game 7 Grill with Dan Bickley's band at Whiskey's Quicker. Have video of that for you in the broadcast. But the business at hand here, look at these numbers for Paul Goldschmidt.
Well, since the beginning of the 2012 season, leads the majors first baseman in all of those categories. The thing about Goldie is those are very obvious. You can pick up a stat sheet and see that. It's the things that he brings to the table that don't show up on the stat sheet that makes him an all-star in my eyes.
Like the defense.
Like the defense. As good as they come at first base, taking the ball himself, doesn't like to flip it to the pitcher, knows where he's at on the field at all times, knows the game situation, helps those pitchers get over there and cover first base, never makes a bad feed, just an outstanding defensive ball player, a Gold Glove winner.
Well, leading all National League first baseman and all-star votes. The game July 15th on Fox from Target Field in Minneapolis, and it's a special Goldie All-Star Voting Edition broadcast coming up for you. When we return, news of a special ticket offer for Diamondbacks fans. Cindy Brunson has news on that, and we're set for first pitch here at Chase Field. Brought to you in part by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Jack in the Box. If the D-backs hit a home run today, score a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with a purchase of a large drink.
Welcome back to Chase Field. Brandon McCarthy getting his mind right as he chases a second win on the season. I'm Cindy Brunson here at Field Level with you, and we are all about Vote Goldie to ensure that Paul Goldschmidt becomes the first starter in the All-Star game since Luis Gonzalez all the way back in 2001. This is easy. You can participate. Tonight only, you can buy an infield reserve ticket for $14. It's regularly $22, or an infield box ticket for $44, matching Goldie's jersey number. Those tickets regularly go for $60, and that is for the Cubs versus D-backs game on July 19th. Visit dbacks.com/tickets, promo code Vote Goldie. Paul Goldschmidt is ready to go. He is ready to continue to pound these Giants into submission. And, of course, he is part of a sparkling Gold Glove defense that will be backing up Brandon McCarthy as these D-backs look to hand the San Francisco Giants a 7th straight loss, something that hasn't happened in nearly 4 years.
Brunson with you. The San Francisco Giants, a season-high 6-game losing streak. They've lost 9 of their last 10. And they face tonight's Arizona Ford starting pitcher for the Diamondbacks. It's 30-year-old right-hander Brandon McCarthy. His pitching coach Mike Harkey says he must avoid the big inning.
Recognizing the snowball effect. I think that's probably the biggest thing with all pitchers. And, seeing it coming and making the pitch necessary to keep it from snowballing on you. Not trying to do too much. Having a runner on second and third and one out, and not trying to keep both runs from scoring, but just keep one run from scoring. I think that's kind of big.
And Bob, lately Brandon has done a good job of that, avoiding that big inning. That was a big pitfall for him earlier this year.
Yeah, hopefully that's a problem in the past for Brandon McCarthy. 14 times this season he's allowed 2 or more runs in an inning. 39 of the 57 runs he's allowed have come in those 14 innings. So just limit the damage. What is pitching coach Mike Harkey referring to? Keep that snowball from rolling down the hill. If you have to give up one, but find a way to get out of the inning.
Giants still without Angel Pagan. He's out with a bad back, not in the lineup tonight. Brandon Belt, notorious D-backs killer, still on the DL, so they're a bit short-handed here, having lost a season-high 6 straight. Gregor Blanco looks at ball 1. We're underway. C.B. Bucknor is the plate umpire. .256 on the year for Blanco. Hitless last night. He did walk once. I heard a groan from the other side of the booth there.
Did I say that out loud?
Yes, unintentionally, yeah. I'm sure.
Hopefully no incidents tonight. Call balls and strikes. And everybody will be happy.
Martin Prado a few steps in on the grass at third for Blanco, who holds up there, and it's 2-1. Brandon McCarthy has at times pitched extremely well for the D-backs, but when you add up the totals, no National League pitcher has given up more hits or more earned runs this year. That one is fouled into the seats beyond the Diamondback bullpen. This is the lineup for Bruce Bochy's Giants. They're just 7-10 in June. They're reeling.
Yeah, Gregor Blanco at the top. Hunter Pence batting second. Buster Posey in the 3-hole. Pablo Sandoval down at third base. Michael Morse, good numbers against the D-backs this season. Brandon Crawford at shortstop. Tyler Colvin getting the start in left field. A-Ray Adrianza at second base. And right-hander Ryan Vogelsong on the mound.
Lifted in the air to left field. David Peralta camped out underneath. One away. This is what the Diamondbacks look like behind Brandon McCarthy. It's our mid-first bank starting defense.
Peralta, Inciarte, and Parra left to right across the outfield tonight. Martin Prado at third. Didi Gregorius and Aaron Hill make up the double play combo up the middle tonight. Paul Goldschmidt over at first base. Miguel Montero doing the catching for right-hander Brandon McCarthy.
Chris Owings has been hot with the bat lately, but he sits out tonight. Got to get Didi Gregorius some at bats as well. So Didi in there at shortstop. Hunter Pence. Strike one.
We talk about avoiding the big inning, and against the Giants, more often than not, that's the first inning. They've scored 50 first inning runs this year to lead the National League.
They got one in the first last night against Josh Colmenter. 1-1 to Pence, who's in there at .297 and 10 homers. And the big key for the D-backs in last night's win, one of them anyway, contained Hunter Pence, and they did that. They snapped a 6-game hitting streak. Hunter Pence has really struggled this year against the D-backs. 8 games versus Arizona this season. The numbers have just not been there. And sure enough, he lines the base hit into center field. That's just his 4th hit versus the D-backs this season, and they have a 1-out base runner. Buster Posey back behind the plate tonight. With Brandon Belt out, they will occasionally have Posey play first base, and Morse goes into left field, but tonight it's Posey behind the plate, Morse at first, and Colvin playing left.
Yeah, watching Buster Posey at first base last night, he looked like he was bored to death. Went into a catcher's crouch a couple times defensively down there at first base, looking at his shadow in the dirt, practicing his swing. I tell you, once you've been behind the plate and all that entails, you're involved in every pitch of the ball game. Not the same for other defensive positions.
Got to keep an eye on Hunter Pence over there. He's a sneaky base runner. 7 for 8 in stolen base attempts this year. Look out. And the Diamondbacks, who have extended those protective screens behind home plate to either side of the dugout. And they've just seen another example of why that was such a good idea. That one would have been in the seats. And you can see that protective screen extends all the way to the edge of the dugout. That's new this year here at Chase Field. 1-2 on Posey. That's on a play. How did you adjust to moving out from behind the plate on occasion out to the bases? I know you came up as an infielder, didn't you?
Yeah, I played all over the field actually in AAA, outfield, infield, first, third, played a little shortstop. But it just, you have to really make a conscious effort to stay plugged into the ball game. You might go innings, you might go an entire game without getting a ball hit your direction. And when you're used to calling pitches and catching pitches and being involved in every play, it can numb your mind. You really got to work hard to stay involved in the game. At least I did.
Buster Posey has been a thorn in the Diamondbacks side lately. 2-2. Hit hard to left, Peralta. It drops in front. Penn stops at second. Well, Posey was on base 3 times last night, a pair of singles and a walk. He scored their only run. He's on base again tonight to start this ball game.
Third baseman, number 48, Pablo Sandoval.
Buster Posey and Paul Goldschmidt very similar in their setup in that batter's box. We've documented that in the past, and they both have very quick bats from the middle of the plate in, as Posey demonstrated right there.
And this is that moment, and you're sort of right on the cusp here, aren't you, Bob, of what Mike Harkey was talking about, that snowball inning. It's starting to pick up a little momentum here, and you got to keep it from rolling.
Yeah, and I liked what Miggy did right there. Go out to the mound, just break the rhythm a little bit, slow the pace of the game down. Remind Brandon McCarthy, just focus on each pitch. Make a pitch with a purpose.
Pablo Sandoval. The Panda, 266, 9 homers. He was on base twice last night, had an RBI triple and a base on balls, and drove in the Giants' only run. How do you pitch to a guy like this who swings at everything and often hits it?
That's the challenge of facing a guy like Sandoval. Very much a free swinger. He'll go out of the strike zone and hit pitches. I think you just have to stay down and away, down and away, down and away.
Shoots it the other way into left. They will wave Hunter Pence. Peralta kicks it around out there. Posey heads for third, and the Giants have a 1-0 lead. Three straight one-out singles against Brandon McCarthy, and it's 1-0 San Francisco.
First baseman, number 38.
He tried to go down low and away, and Panda this time stays right on it, shoots it into left field, where David Peralta has all kinds of issues. Not only did he boot that ball out there in left, but when he eventually picked it up, he threw to third base rather than second base. Fortunately, Pablo Sandoval was just getting to first base, could not advance into scoring position.
That has scored a single and an RBI for Sandoval. E7 allows Posey to get to third, so the error on Peralta. Here's Michael Morse, the first baseman tonight. Giants a run in, first and third, 1 out. There's a strike, 0-1. Morse, 286, 13 homers. He has driven in 44. And just like Hunter Pence, D-backs kept Morse hitless last night. That snapped an 8-game hitting streak. McCarthy jumps ahead, 0-2.
Breaking ball in the dirt that time. This entire Giants roster, pretty much free swingers. They like to attack that first or second pitch of the at-bat. Right now, Brandon McCarthy looking for that ground ball. You got him in a defensive position up there at the plate. Just keep the ball down with some movement. Morse is grounded into 10 double plays, leading the Giants.
Little nubber back to the mound. Posey will stay put at third. Morse is retired, and Sandoval moves up to second. So it's second and third, 2 outs for Brandon Crawford.
35. Brandon Crawford.
Ian Vogelsong already with a 1-0 lead. Hasn't even been out there yet. Posey at third, Sandoval at second. And here's the Giants shortstop, Crawford, 252, 7 homers. He was 0 for 4 last night.
It's been a rough June for the Giants. In San Francisco, they call it the June swoon. I remember that when I played for the Giants.
It's an annual thing?
Yeah, I guess so. But it hasn't affected Brandon McCarthy. He is one guy that continues to swing a hot bat, hitting .308 this month. He leads the team in RBI, slugging percentage, and on-base percentage.
Big out to get for Brandon right here. Keep it a 1-0 game and get out of here with only 1 run in. There are the numbers on the Giants shortstop here in June. Had an 8-game hitting streak earlier this month. Already a 22 pitch first. 2-1.
Brandon had a pretty good breaking ball in the early going here. Got Morse to chase that one in the dirt for strike 2, and then dropped one in there for a called strike on Brandon McCarthy, or on Brandon Crawford rather, on a 2-0 count.
Misses there, and it's 3 balls and a strike. C.B. Buckner behind the plate. Bob Brenly, your thoughts?
Man, he's missed a half a dozen already, and we're still in the first inning.
Pretty good pitch right there.
Well, not only that, but instead of being a 2-2 count, now it's a 3-1 count. Very aggressive hitters count, and Brandon McCarthy pretty much forced to throw a strike here.
Crawford can't catch up to it. 94, and it's full 3-2. 25 pitches now for McCarthy. 16 for strikes. Three and two, 2 outs. He did not go. That's Dan Isonia down there at third. So the bases are loaded for Tyler Colvin. Mike Harkey. That snowball is right on the edge of the cliff.
Brandon can execute his pitches. He's got the right guy at the plate. Tyler Colvin, very limited playing time for the Giants this year. Only 77 at bats. He struck out 28 of those. He's only walked 6 times. Another very aggressive hacker.
So you throw him some breaking balls early in the count. What do you do?
Ideally, drop a breaking ball in there for strike 1. Tyler Colvin, like most big league hitters, looking for that first pitch fastball, something he can pull to right field. You can drop that curveball in there for strike 1. Then you can expand the zone, get him possibly to chase something.
You've got Posey at third, Sandoval at second, and Crawford at first. Tyler Colvin in there at 273 and 1 home run. First pitch fastball's in there for a strike. 0-1. Tyler Colvin, his 20th start this season in left field for the Giants. And as a starter this year, he's hitting .318. He's had some good offensive years before with other ball clubs, the Cubs and the Rockies. That one is through the hole and into left. Posey scores, Sandoval right behind. The throw from Peralta is cut off, and it's 3-0 Giants.
Second baseman, number 6.
Kind of unusual to see Tyler Colvin go with that opposite field approach. That pitch was down over the middle of the plate. Didi was cheating up the middle of the field. Colvin, normally a dead pull hitter, but that time goes the other way to drive home a couple.
And the Giants still threatening. 8th man to bat in the first against McCarthy. Here is the second baseman, A-Ray Adrianza. Adrianza, 208 on the year. Had a double last night. He was 1 for 4, so he's now hit in 4 straight. It hit him. C.B. Buckner says it hit Adrianza, and the bases are loaded for the pitcher Vogelsong.
Pitcher number 32, Ryan Vogelsong.
Well, they got him on the knee.
That's like the one that hit Didi the other day. Maybe just caught a thread on his pants right there. Not much of a reaction from Adrianza. Normally when you get nicked with a pitch, it's like getting snapped with a towel. You feel it right away.
That's a foul ball. Yeah, he seems to be taking it pretty well. You saw Randall Delgado just loosening up in the Sanderson Ford bullpen.
Probably won't need an ice bag on that one.
Already 31 pitches for Brandon McCarthy. 3 runs in. He's got Crawford at third, Colvin at second, and Adrianza at first. 0-1 on Vogelsong. 4 for 27 on the year. Slow roll to the second, Aaron Hill. They go the short way for the force, but the Giants send 9 to the plate in the first, and they lead it 3-0. Tonight, Didi Gregorius in the leadoff spot for the Arizona Diamondbacks up against our Arizona Ford starting pitcher. For the Giants, this is the 36-year-old veteran right-hander Ryan Vogelsong. The Giants have won 9 of his 14 starts this year. Here's Hunter Pence.
Vogelsong's always prepared. He's a bulldog. Every time we take the field behind him, it's an exciting game. And it's all about everyone. Not just Vogelsong. It's about playing defense behind him, and controlling what you can control.
4-3, 3-9-4 for the Giants starter tonight. Ryan Vogelsong, who was a postseason hero on their run a couple of years ago. He last pitched Saturday against the Rockies at AT&T Park, went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs and 7 hits, got a no decision in what turned out to be a 5-4 Giants loss. Didi Gregorius will lead it off for the Diamondbacks. 3-0 Giants as San Francisco sent 9 men to the plate in the first against Brandon McCarthy. Didi 205 on the year and back in the leadoff spot. He is scuffling a bit right now. He steps in 2 for his last 19.
You don't hang around as long as Ryan Vogelsong without learning your craft out there on the mound. His stuff certainly wouldn't grade out as plus. None of his pitches would be plus pitches, but he seems to have a pretty good feel for how to use them. 3 different fastballs, a sinker, a cutter, a straight 4-seamer. Throws a curveball, throws a straight changeup, and will throw any pitch in any count to any hitter.
So what should you look for?
Well, look for the ball in the strike zone.
Diamondbacks faced Vogelsong very early this year, back on April 10th. 2-0 is in there for a strike. Vogelsong allowed 4 runs on 7 hits in 5, got a no decision. Diamondbacks won the ball game 6-5. He has never done all that well against the D-backs. 2-4 career, an ERA over 4.5.
It's amazing how getting spotted to a 3-run lead in the top of the first inning will help you work your way through the lineup. Ryan Vogelsong with a 3-run lead, I would imagine, is going to be very aggressive, attack that strike zone until the Diamondbacks get some runners in scoring position.
Get that two-seamer working, which can be his money pitch. And bored in on those right-hand hitters. 2-2 to Didi. Lifts this in the air to center. Gregor Blanco has room. Balls off Hunter Pence. This is the lineup for the Diamondbacks tonight against Vogelsong.
We've seen Didi Gregorius at the top, Gerardo Parra batting second, Paul Goldschmidt in his customary 3-spot. Aaron Hill, big numbers against Ryan Vogelsong in his career. Miguel Montero slides down to the 5 spot tonight. Martin Prado at third base. David Peralta out in left field. Ender Inciarte in center field. And Brandon McCarthy on the mound.
Gerardo Parra. Parra, the batting average for the year now at .256. That's the lowest it's been since May 3rd. Parra hitless last night. He was 0 for 4. Good career numbers against Ryan Vogelsong. Strike one. Goldie on deck. The voting is underway here at Chase. 1-1 to Parra. There's a strike, 1-2. And they're trying to get Parra going right now. Stuck in a 3 for 28. So he's on a little bit of a downslide here. Chases that one and strikes out. 2 down. Here's Goldie.
First baseman, number 44, Paul Goldschmidt.
The McCain's in the house. 2 of Goldie's biggest fans. I think it's a good luck charm because every time the Senator and his wife are here, Goldie seems like he hits a home run. 312 and 15 homers on the year, leading the National League in hits. Looks at strike one, behind only Giancarlo Stanton in RBIs, and Paul is 5th in the league in OPS.
You know, in our combined effort to try to get Goldie to start at first base for the National League in that All-Star game, it's almost comical how he handles it. He'd rather not even hear the word All-Star game. He just wants to go about his business, continue to play baseball, stay on his same routine and rhythm that he's been on, and why not?
And the D-backs fans voting early and voting often in support of their first baseman. I think Goldie's concern is while the Diamondbacks are scuffling here a bit, he doesn't like the fact that oftentimes it's all about him. And that's a big burden for a guy who just wants to go win ball games. But he handles it just so well and understands it's just kind of part of the deal. Vogelsong being careful here. 3 balls and a strike.
Brings to mind a story that was told about Tony Gwynn, who passed this past week, complaining to his mother about all the demands. They want me for an interview. I've got to go do a shoot. I've got to do this. And his mother told him, stop hitting 300.
That didn't happen.
No.
Yeah. CB Bucknor again here on the 3-1.
Rare form again tonight.
Goldie on base 3 times last night in 3 at bats against Tim Lincecum. This in the air to right for Hunter Pence. And Vogelsong with that 3-0 lead works a 1-2-3 first. Giants lead the D-backs 3-0. Back machine to 5 years ago, and young Austin Walker, when Mark Reynolds was in the final vote All-Star game running, Austin got online and started voting, and today he's a Diamondbacks intern through Grand Canyon University, and he's back here as part of the Vote Goldie campaign, and Austin is with us here in the booth. Now, you're a busy man here. You got an internship, you're at Grand Canyon, so are you going to be able to just keep punching ballots for Goldie here, or have you brought in some help?
You know, we had an idea. Me and my dad had an idea to bring in my brother. You know, we're always willing to help. So we thought the 12-year-old Nathan would be the man for the job.
Gregor Blanco pops that one up third base side. Didi has it. And that's the first out here in the second. So 12-year-old Nathan. Hey, Nathan, how you doing, man?
Yeah.
All right, so you're prepared to just sit there and click away, right?
Yeah.
Good man. All right. So we got the whole family up here in our booth. Now, did Austin 5 years ago, did this create any problems for you, punching all the ballots for Mark Reynolds? Did it make you famous? What were the repercussions of this?
Oh, man, it made my life, essentially. We, you know, one thing turns into the next, and I got contacts from all the D-back high-ups, and one thing led to another, and I found myself, as an intern in the organization, loving it.
It's awesome.
It's a classy organization.
What about the chicks, though?
You know, the other.
You play one rock and roll band, and now you're asking about the chicks.
That's awesome. Yeah, you know, last time we were in the, I was in the booth 5 years ago. They asked me if I had a girlfriend, and it's still the same. The answer is still the same, and it's a no. But my phone was blowing up last time, so we'll see if it's similar this time.
We'll do the best we can, Austin.
All right, appreciate it. Endorse me, right? There we go.
Hunter Pence. Now, has Nathan been prepped for this? Nathan, have you been practicing at home? What's been the drill here?
Not yet, but I'm ready.
I did help him. I did help him a little bit. And the other night, as a family, we sat down and watched kind of what I did to prepare him as best we could for it.
Nice. Hunter Pence, a little hopper in the hole. Prado in front of Didi. Throws him out, 2 down. Well, things have gone a lot better, Austin, since you joined us here in the booth, so I like the fact that you and Nathan are here.
Hey, we'll stay as long as you need us to stay.
Creating an excellent mojo.
Absolutely,
here.
That's right.
Whatever it takes.
Now, now for fans who haven't gone online, can you explain the process here? And we'll watch Nathan do it here, because we've talked about this for a while, but maybe some fans out there haven't quite gotten around to open up the computers and turning things on. How does this work?
Yeah, absolutely. You just go to dbacks.com is an easy way to do it. Click on the right-hand side. It's a picture of Goldie. Vote now. You click on it.
Buster Posey. Oh, boy.
Yeah, so you just click on it, and it'll direct you to a page where you can click a whole bunch of players, but we only want to pick number 44.
So this is the actual vote taking place right here. This is
yes,
Nathan.
Sir, that's it.
That's nice. That's Nathan. Good work, Nathan.
Oh, boy.
Doing good, Nate. Prepped him well.
0-1 on Buster Posey. He lines that to left center field, and Posey has his second hit tonight. Cincinnati over to cut it off. Posey tries for 2, and he is in there. Dale Scott, the crew chief, the second base umpire, says Posey avoided the tag. Nice effort there by Ender Inciarte to cut that off. But Posey has a 2-out double.
Baseman Pablo Sandoval.
The years of catching have taken their toll on Buster Posey's speed. He's not as quick as he once was, but turns a corner here at first base. Inciarte's throw is offline enough to let Buster slide in there on his belly, grab that bag with his hand, and hang on for dear life before Aaron Hill can apply the tag.
Well, Posey on base 3 times last night. He's 2 for 2 so far tonight. You can't throw them all out, Ender. He's got a single and a double. He's on second with 2 outs for Pablo Sandoval.
Now, from what I understand, you can only vote 35 times online for Goldie. Is that correct?
Correct. Yep.
Well, we got to work Nathan harder than that.
How do they check that? Is the government watching this? I mean, how does this? How do they know that it's you? They know everything.
They know everything. We've got some old-fashioned paper ballots, and once Nathan hits his limit of online voting, we'll start punching.
That's the next. Now, this is the old school way to do it. We've got a box of ballots right here. Wow, there's thousands of them in here.
I think let's put them to work. How does that sound, guys?
Poor Nathan is going to have to fill all those out when he's done on the computer?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Let's do it.
This is dedication. I like this. Nathan, that's a lot of balance in there, buddy. You all right with this?
Think you can do it, buddy?
He's up for the challenge. Over the mound and into center. Here comes Posey. Inciarte's got that big arm. He overruns the ball, and Posey scores to make it 4-0. He tried to come up throwing and ran right over the baseball. Doubtfully would have had a chance to throw him out anyway, and it's 4-0 Giants.
One thing at a time. Got to pick it up first. Kind of ran past the ball, almost tried to field it behind his body. Certainly not what you're looking for. You want to keep that ball out in front if at all possible, but Giants tack on another one. 4-0 here in the top of the second.
Single and an RBI for Sandoval. His second RBI single of the ball game already, and here's big Michael Morse. Over Goldie and into right. 3 straight 2-out hits for the Giants against McCarthy. Now, Austin, what does your internship here with the D-backs entail? What do you get to do?
First of all, I would say I would give a shout out to my boss, Tiffany, who's
nice, smart,
very
smart.
I'm a smart man.
Yeah,
right?
I like that.
Yes,
Good,
sir. Tiffany told me if you're watching, hello. I work in our corporate partnerships department, so we take care of all the branded signage around the ballpark. We host clients at the ballpark as well. Do any promotions that you see that has a brand name to it. Really enjoying it. Huge blessing.
And that's through Grand Canyon?
It's actually separate. I do get credit at Grand Canyon for the internship, but it's totally separate.
Nice job. Here's Brandon Crawford now. Sanderson Ford bullpen busy, and Randall Delgado about to start throwing. He was loosening up earlier. That is a fair ball. Goldie snags it, spins and throws. McCarthy covers. Well, the Walker family has been put to work here. Austin and Nathan, guys, great job.
Hey, thank you so much.
You got a long night ahead of you, buddy, so get going. Roberts Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Choose Chaz. Back at Chase Field, the Vote Goldie campaign continues. Giants add to their lead now 4-0, set for the home half of the second. And the Giants overshift defensively for notorious pole hitter Aaron Hill. They have 3 infielders on the left-hand side for Aaron, who's in there at .251 and 6 home runs.
To be honest with you, I'm surprised more teams haven't done this with Aaron Hill, although he's gotten his share of base hits to the right side this season. But given his choice, he wants to pull that ball hard to the left side of the field.
1-1 misses, 2 balls and a strike. Aaron, a very productive night last night. Had a pair of hits, drove in 2 and scored a run. There you see the 3 infielders on the left-hand side. Michael Morse all by himself over there at first.
He's had a few hits to right field, a lot to center, mostly to left, especially when he hits the ball for power. When he drives it into the gap or out of the ballpark, that's usually from left center field around to the foul pole in left.
And naturally shoots it down North Hill out. That's a fair ball. It's in the corner. Aaron Hill heads for second. He'll stop there with his 16th double.
The Giants might think twice about playing that pull shift on Aaron Hill after this at bat. Nice swing, pitch up and out over the plate, stayed right on it. Keeps it fair down into that right field corner for a leadoff double.
Here's Miguel Montero in the 5 spot tonight. Bruce Bochy trying to get his team's luck turned around. They have been reeling here in the June swoon as Miggy steps in with Aaron Hill at second. That's the ball in the dirt. There's the Walkers, Austin, his little brother Nathan. They got their Gila River duffel bags, walking some more ballots in. They got their dad Jeff with them, and they're headed straight to the computers.
Yeah, Jeff did a nice job with those boys. A couple of really good kids.
One and one. Miguel Montero, 267, 10 home runs. He has driven in 40. Miggy 0 for 3 last night. That snapped a 5-game hitting streak. Aaron Hill at second after a leadoff double. Giants 3 in the first and 1 in the second against Brandon McCarthy. Difference in Miguel Montero this year versus last has been night and day. Lifts it in the air to left. Tyler Colvin near the bullpen, and it's off the wall. Aaron Hill will come in and score, and Miggy's at second with an RBI double. D-backs on the board. More and more, Bob, that opposite field power from Miguel Montero.
Well, it seems to make a lot of sense. That's where a lot of teams try to get Miggy out, going away, hoping he'll try to pull that ball back to the right side of the field and roll over and hit easy grounders. But, boy, over the last month, he's been content to take that outside pitch and drive it hard to the opposite field. I thought that one had a chance to get out of here.
A run in, Montero at second, still nobody out. Martin Prado steps in. There's the strike, 0-1. Martin, 278, 3 homers. He had an RBI double last night that gave the D-backs the lead for good. This one is bounced to second. Adrianza throws him out. Montero to third. Take a look at the Giants behind Ryan Vogelsong. It's our mid-first bank starting defense.
Tyler Colvin in the left field tonight. Gregor Blanco in center. Hunter Pence over in right field. It'll be Pablo Sandoval and Brandon Crawford on the left side of the infield. A-Ray Adrianza at second base. Michael Morse at first base. Buster Posey doing the catching for right-hander Ryan Vogelsong.
Look at A-Ray Adrianza. Giants called up a guy they think will be the second baseman of their future. Joe Panik called up from AAA Fresno today, so he's here in the ballpark. David Peralta. As they try and find some answer over there at second. They've been looking all year. 0-1 to Peralta. There is Panik from St. John's. First round pick from 3 years ago. And there's Marco Scutaro, whose back issue has created this problem in second base. Hard down the line in right, but pulled. Foul right to Cindy Bonacontri down there. Our Golden Glover. Got a chance to talk to Cindy the other day. Big D-backs fan. Part of the Golden Glover program. She's down the right field line. Dave Budrewitz is in left tonight. Peralta 3-0-1 and a homer. And there are the walkers. There's Austin and his brother Nathan. And the Vote Goldie campaign marches on. Looks like Dad Jeff is getting involved as well.
It's a family affair. Oh, we have a moment. Let's take a look at our Valley Honda keys to the game. Now, by doing it the Chicago way, we don't mean wait till next year. We mean vote early, vote often. That's the way Chicago politics has operated for years. Early and often.
2-2. It's full. Well hit center field. Blanco backing up, looking up, and that's off the wall. Peralta can run like a freight train around the bases. He'll stop at second with an RBI double. His fifth double, and it's 4-2. That ball was hit so hard off the wall, I don't think he had a chance to try for third because it caromed back to Blanco so quickly.
Blanco realized very quickly this ball was going to be over his head and he was going to have no play on it, so he turned around and played it on a carom, barehanded it, got it back in quickly to hold Peralta to a double. Boy, did he smoke that one.
104 miles an hour off the bat. We've seen that from him, Bob, a number of times this year. He barrels it up and they go. 3 doubles in the inning for the D-backs against Ryan Vogelsong. Here's Ender Inciarte. Roller up the first base line. That's a fair ball. Morse calls off Vogelsong. Peralta moves to third.
Hey fans, when the D-backs win, you win at Papa John's. The day after every Diamondbacks win, you get 50% off your regular menu price online order at Papa John's. Enter promo code D-backs50 at papajohns.com.
Well, a chance now for Brandon McCarthy. Four for 26 on the year. And McCarthy in his last start came up in the bottom of the second inning. That was against the Brewers and had a 2-run single. So we'll see if he can just knock one through here to make it a 1-run ball game. He's behind 0-2. broken bat, and he'll need a new one. Replace your divots. Talk about getting sawed off.
Hey, stays alive. Still has a chance here.
Able to hold up. He did not go, says Trip Gibson down there. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. McCarthy still alive.
Big time break right there. Make it hurt. Make it hurt.
3 doubles in the inning against Vogelsong. Two. It's full. He's thrown 39 pitches in the ball game, 24 in this inning. And the leadoff man is on deck. Got him. They strand Peralta at third, but the Diamondbacks with 3 doubles in the second get 2 runs across. Aaron Hill got it started, and then RBIs from Montero and Peralta have made it a 4-2 ball game.
Diamondbacks season ticket holder Charlie Kishiyama. He is doing his level best to make sure that Paul Goldschmidt is a starter in the All-Star game in Minneapolis. Charlie, how many of these paper ballots do you think you've punched?
Almost a box full. I don't know how many's in the box, but quite a few.
So I know how many's in a box, and that's 1,500. So you are doing your part. What would it mean for you, for Paul Goldschmidt, to get that starting nod?
He deserves it. He is one heck of a ball player, and I believe he deserves it. Of any first baseman, he deserves it.
All right, Charlie is doing his part, and we invite our fans watching at home to do the same. Fill out those ballots. Vote Goldie. Fellas, back to you.
Thank you, Cindy, and thank you, Charlie.
Nice work, Charlie.
Diamondback Nation supporting its first baseman, America's first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt. Tyler Colvin, a 2-run single his first time up, leads off the third against Brandon McCarthy. It was 4-0 Giants. Now it's 4-2. So the Diamondbacks trying to get McCarthy some run support. And now they're back in the ball game here in the third. Tyler Colvin has had 2 seasons when he played more than 130 games in the big leagues. 2010 hit .254 with 20 home runs for the Chicago Cubs. Hard to Goldie. And then 2 years ago, Colvin .290 for the Rockies, hit 18 home runs, and he's in a part-time position here with the Giants. Fans, it's that time again. Tweet us your fan photo on the Twitter with the hashtag AZFanPhoto for your chance to have it shown. In our game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Brandon Webb did an outstanding job last night and is now back in favor with the Brenly committee. We'd like to put him over the top if we can, fast track this thing. That's not up to me, though. I make recommendations and usually they're ignored, just like at home. Ray Adrianza hit by a pitch his first time. On 2 hops to Aaron Hill. 2 up, 2 down.
Pitcher Ryan Vogelsong.
Great atmosphere here at the ballpark tonight. Thanks to our friends at Gila River Casinos. First 20,000 fans here. Got terrific giveaway item tonight, a D-backs duffel bag, and that is really a quality item. And everybody here voting for Goldie, watching the D-backs, trying to make it 2 in a row over the Giants. So a great night to be here. Glad you're with us on Fox Sports Arizona. Ryan Vogelsong quickly down 0-2. And it was quite a greeting for some of the fans that showed up today. Bob Brenly out there jamming with Dan Bickley's band, Whiskey's Quicker.
Hope we didn't chase away too many fans.
Are you kidding me? It was a mob scene down there. It was like a Hard Day's Night. We're going parading.
A lot of fun. I really enjoy that. I appreciate the guys from Whiskey's Quicker allowing me to sit in a couple times a year. Of course, Dan Bickley and Joe and Gary, Steve and Rob, really good group of musicians. It's always fun.
We got some video of that. We'll pass it along to you a little later in the ball game. Didi Gregorius and McCarthy responds with a 1-2-3 third. Here is Bob Brenly, Dan Bickley, and Whiskey's Quicker outside the Game 7 grill at Chase Field.
Heck.
Pepsi and the D-backs are teaming up to expand access to sports and inspire Arizona's kids to play ball. When you order the Big League Combo with a 2-liter of Pepsi, Papa John's will donate $1 to the Arizona Diamondbacks Foundation's Play Ball Fund, supporting youth sports teams and programs across America. Entertaining ball game so far. D-backs trailing 4-2. Nice shutdown in the air by Brandon McCarthy after the Diamondbacks got 2 runs back. And now Didi Gregorius will lead off the third against Ryan Vogelsong. Didi fly to center his first time up. And here's the issue for Kirk Gibson with the current three-man weave in the middle infield. You've got Didi, you've got Aaron Hill, and you've got Chris Owens. And one of them has to sit tonight at CO, so Didi can get some regular at-bats. But Owens hot right now. He's hit safely in 6 straight and 9 of 10, but no spot for him tonight in the lineup with Gregorius and Hill in the middle infield. And in theory, it's only going to get more crowded in there when you factor in Nick Ahmed, who is hitting .308 at Reno right now. There's Chris Owens. And Kevin Towers says he gets calls every day from other teams who think Ahmed is a major league prospect at shortstop and in fact might be major league ready. So there's a lot of possibilities in the middle infield for the Diamondbacks and KT. And so it's Kirk Gibson who every night has to figure out, who needs an at-bat, who needs a day, how to get everybody time. I guess that's just part of the deal. Never an easy choice as Morris takes that one himself, one away.
Well, you really have to look not only at today's game, tomorrow's game. You look a week or so out and look at the opposing pitchers that you figure to face. You check the numbers for each guy and try to figure out a game plan for how to mix and match with 3 guys for 2 positions.
And Chris Owens, one of the hitting heroes in last night's win. A 6-game hit streak, so that's a good bat to have on the bench tonight. Gerardo Parra struck out his first time. I saw a lot of Nick Ahmed both in the fall league last year and spring training this year, and he is silky smooth over there at short. He can really play that position. And apparently, by all accounts, the bat is coming along nicely.
Well, historically, that's been a position where defense is valued over offense, but it sure would be nice to get a little offense to go along with that silky smooth glove. Anytime the D-backs score 6 runs or more, Taco Bell is giving away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the following day at participating locations.
0-2 on Gerardo Parra. Giants got 3 in the first, 1 in the second. Diamondbacks answered with 2 in the second on 3 doubles against Vogelsong. Slow roller to second. Andre Anza throws him out. Here's Paul Goldschmidt.
First baseman, Paul Goldschmidt.
Goldie has hit safely in 3 straight games and 13 of his last 14. He flied out his first time up 0 for 1. And fans, tonight only you can buy. This is a special offer good just for tonight. An infield reserve ticket for only $14. They regularly go for $22. Or an infield box ticket for $44, matching Goldie's uniform number. That's a $60 value. And you can buy those for the D-backs Cubs game on July 19th. That's good for tonight only. You can buy a ticket for $14 or $44 and make yourself a nice purchase there. You're going to get big savings. dbacks.com/tickets, promo code VOTEGOLDIE. 2-2. And so those infield box tickets, those are great seats here at Chase Field. A $60 value. You get those for $44. Or an infield reserve ticket, $22. You get that for $14. dbacks.com/tickets. And don't forget the promo code VOTEGOLDIE, good for tonight only, as the voting campaign continues for America's first baseman.
One thing Goldie has going, in my mind, in his favor is he's got a very favorable position on the print ballot. You can see he's kind of over there to the right, all by himself where I drew that arrow on the top. The rest of the first baseman all kind of bunched together in the middle, so right away your eye is drawn to Goldie.
He stands out even on the ballot.
Yes, he does.
Let's get another look at the ballot. So Yeah, there it is, all by himself over there. So that's easy. Just punch the one on the end and
absolutely try to make it easy for him.
Do the next one. Don't forget, fans, the All-Star Game, July 15th from Target Field in Minneapolis, only on Fox. And the voting continues here tonight. Diamondback fans doing a tremendous job. Aaron Hill doubled and scored his first time. And you've got a team of current stars. We've got some future stars in the works. Touki Toussaint, the first-round draft pick. The outstanding high school pitcher from Florida is here today. And in fact, Touki will be in our booth here in the next half inning. We'll talk to the D-backs first-round pick from this month. 0-1 to Aaron Hill as the next wave comes in. So we'll talk to Touki in the next half inning. Got the chance to meet Touki down on the field earlier. Terrific kid. Very, very nice young man. And I know the Diamondback staff, Ray Montgomery, everybody here, thrilled that they were able to get him in the first round. 1-2 on Aaron Hill. There's the brain trust. There's Ray. Mike Fetter's doing something.
Talking pitching mechanics there. Getting on top of the pitch, high front side, get up on top, drive the ball down, get that downward plane going.
I was just talking about being on a Ferris wheel. Ray's always lurking in the shadows in the background. 1-2 is driven to left, but right to Colvin. We'll head to the fourth. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. When we come back, you will meet the first-round pick, Touki Toussaint, in our booth. That's next.
Diamondbacks would like to thank all fans.
Here at Chase Field, we are joined by this year's #1 pick for the D-backs, high school pitcher Touki Toussaint. Congratulations, young man. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
What was it like to get drafted in the first round by the D-backs?
Oh, it was very humbling and just a great experience.
Did you? I know they were excited to have you here. They thought you might actually go higher than the D-backs got you. Everybody here is very fortunate to have. Hey, we got Touki Toussaint. I mean, I didn't think we'd be able to get him.
Yeah, I mean, it's a process. So like, I didn't really look forward to any team picking me high. I was just going in and hoping someone picked me.
Tell us about Touki Toussaint. What's the scouting report?
What
do you like to throw?
Fastballs. And then I have a breaking ball, change up, I throw it to lefties. And I just like to compete.
Now, you had committed to go to Vanderbilt, right, and play college ball there?
Yes, sir.
Why the D-backs instead of Vandy?
It's just not an opportunity many kids get, and I couldn't pass up on that.
Well, and you know, ideally, you can finish your college somewhere down the road. Paul Goldschmidt finished his degree last year traveling around with the team, taking courses online. So it's in the future somewhere.
What are your impressions of Chase Field?
It's beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, it's like a family type environment, atmosphere, and it's great out here.
Yeah, you'll like the people here. The people are first class. It's a great organization.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Gregor Blanco up the middle. It's by Didi Gregorius. And Blanco is aboard to lead off the fourth. Let's take a look at you in action now. Oh, here it is. Let's give us a scouting report on what you're doing.
Right fielder Hunter Pence.
There have been comparisons to Bob Gibson.
Whoa.
You look like Bob Gibson right there.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll strike 3.
So fastball, what are we talking radar gun wise? What can fans expect?
I can bring it up a little.
You don't want to give away too much.
That's right.
Let them work to get a scouting report on you.
Now, I've heard stories actually about your curveball.
Yes, sir.
What do you got on that?
I just throw it.
Oh, come on. So what do you know what's the next step for you, Chucky? Once you get all the paperwork and all that stuff straightened out, like where do you go? And fans always want to know what happens next, basically.
I'm going to start in rookie ball and then try to work my way up to playing Chase Field every day.
Is you going to Missoula? Or?
No, in Salt River Field.
Oh, just around here. Okay, good. So fans can go see you.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's exciting.
See the team, not just me.
BB, I like this kid's sharp. You know, so he already knows how to handle the media.
You're going to like Salt River Fields, too.
Thank
I mean, one of the best spring training facilities in the entire country. You're going to love it out there.
Yeah, it was beautiful. We visited this morning.
But you don't want to be there too long.
No.
Did you play other sports in high school other than baseball?
I played football, and then my mom kind of got scared and was like, you can't play this. So I was like, all right.
Now, go ahead.
Excuse me?
No, go ahead. What were you saying?
I played football. And Mom got scared, so I was like, I'll just give it up.
Nice. I think that had to make Mom happy.
Mom knows best.
And giving up football in Florida, that's not easy.
No, not at all.
Yeah, they got high expectations down there.
Really high expectations.
Now, I know you met Gonzo when I was talking to Gonzo earlier because you wore number 20 in high school, right?
Yes, sir.
And so there was Gonzo said, hey, if you get us to the World Series, I'll take that thing off the wall and you can have 20. So, but 21 looks great, I think.
Thank you.
Did you watch that World Series? By the way, did he mention that he got a big hit in the World Series? He does that a lot.
Yeah.
It's in the record books.
You were 5 years old. That's boy. How old are we now? You were 5 when that happened? Had to be, right? 2001. Wow.
5 or 4. I'm a little late bloomer, so.
What was draft day like for you? Were you waiting for the phone to ring and all that? What was the actual day like?
Draft day was just a regular day for me until about like 7:20ish when the 4th pick got called and then the phone started ringing. And I was like, oh, I'm about to get drafted. This is insane. And then it hit me when I went outside and saw my family and friends waiting out there, and my name came up and it was like Tuki Toussaint, Arizona Diamondbacks. I was like, I just got drafted. Like, what?
So you had to expect to get drafted. You were very highly rated, highly sought-after guy.
Well, I was looking forward to going to college, but changed my plans.
Well, we're glad you did.
Thank you.
Well, I think it says something about your abilities and what other people think about your abilities. Vanderbilt, great baseball school.
Yes, sir.
I mean, if they had interest in you, there was a good reason for it.
Thank you.
Brandon McCarthy strikes out Hunter Pence.
Nice play.
Tuki, let's take a look at this. What you're seeing here. That looked like a Tuki Toussaint curveball to me.
His is more advanced. He's already up there. So.
Now, I'm sure by now it's dawned on you that someday you're going to be pitching in this ballpark against the San Francisco Giants. You might even be trying to get Buster Posey out soon. Has that reality kind of crept in there at all?
I don't think it's hit me yet. I mean, just got to get on the field and keep working hard and go after it every day. Live day by day. He is a good hitter, though.
So far. He's got a single and a double. He scored twice. Now, what was your team growing up?
I didn't really watch baseball growing up.
Hold on. You didn't watch baseball?
No, I played soccer.
Oh, nice. So you're watching the World Cup?
No, not really. Baseball's taking over now.
You'd rather play it than watch it, it sounds like. That's a good thing.
1-1, Buster Posey. So you're not in the living room watching sports. You're out there playing, right?
Yes, sir. Every day.
Now, being a former catcher myself, I got to ask you, obviously you have an arm that rates you as a #1 draft pick for the Arizona Diamondbacks. How'd your catcher handle you in high school?
Oh, Benito Santiago, he was great. I mean, we worked a lot, 2 years, so he was really good.
Right center field, Inciarte without great range, tracks it down. And hold on, did you just say Benito Santiago?
Yes, sir.
The Benito Santiago.
His son.
Oh, you played with Benito Santiago's son in high school. That's pretty good.
Sir.
Did you know that?
Yeah. No, I didn't know that.
So this must be.
I played against Daddy, back in the day. But yeah, that's great.
That has to be quite a program, then.
Yeah, it was a really good program. We had a couple of kids drafted.
Wow. Okay. Pablo Sandoval now. How do you pitch to this guy?
I don't know.
With your fastball, rush him upstairs, up above the hands there. He'll chase it anyway.
He handles pretty well. I watched him hit 2 bombs off Verlander. Yeah, that was.
Oh, World Series.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. How was that game? He hit 3. 3 in the game, 2 off Verlander. Yeah. Up the middle, he's a hitter. Sandoval 3 for 3 tonight.
First baseman Michael Morse.
Tukey, give us your analysis.
He's strong. I'd probably get hit like that because I fall off to the first base side, so that's probably taking me out right there.
Did you have a particular pitcher that you liked growing up, not watching baseball?
Pedro Martinez.
Oh, good.
And now it's Jose Fernandez, but he's hurt. So
those are excellent role models. Michael Morse. What about Pedro did you like especially?
Just his energy and fire, and he plays the game like a kid. He doesn't, like, when he's out there, it's seriousness, but when he's in the dugout fooling around, and that's what I try to do, and have fun.
Good.
It's a game.
Blanco at second, Sandoval at first. The 0-1 to Morse, 0-2. How have you been received by D-backs fans here? Because I saw you down on the field in the dugout, and a lot of fans were trying to get your attention. You were signing baseballs all afternoon, it seemed like.
Yeah, that was fun. They were cooperative, and hey, Tukey. And I was like, whoa, how do you know my name already?
Oh, believe me, everybody here knows your name now. 0-2. There has been some questions from the truck. Will you move to Ahwatukee when you're here?
Probably Scottsdale. It's nice then. I'm sorry.
No, you can live wherever you want. Believe me. There is an Ahwatukee here. And so there was some concern that maybe thought that, hey, that would be a nice fit.
I'll probably visit and see.
A lot of ball players live down in Ahwatukee.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. See. C.B. Bucknor looking into the Giant dugout here. Bruce Bochy has some issue.
An issue with C.B. Bucknor?
What
a shock.
It's hard to believe. How are you with umpires, by the way, when you don't get calls? You okay?
Just get the ball, go the next pitch.
Take care of business.
Yes, sir.
0-2 to Morse.
Oh,
yes, he went. Well, Tukey Toussaint. Hopefully the future, I'm sure the future isn't very far away. Congratulations, young man. It was great to meet you. We wish you all the best.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us.
Tukey
Toussaint, Diamondback fans.
American Recognition Day here at the ballpark, and I am happy to be joined by the Honorable Gregory Mendoza. He is the governor of the Gila River Indian community here in Suite 30. Governor, thank you so much for taking the time. What does an event like today mean for your community?
Well, we've had an ongoing relationship with the D-backs for a number of years. What this relationship means is that, our partnership, for us as a community, as a Native American community, we value our partnerships. This is one most valuable partnership because it's an opportunity for us to tell our neighbors that come here about the various entities of the community. And again, this is just a way of showcasing our community and our involvement in supporting the fans that come here.
And you're not just about Diamondbacks fans. You also recently minted a partnership with the host committee for Super Bowl 49. What is that relationship like?
Well, again, another opportunity to showcase our community, opportunity to showcase the culture, the heritage of my people, and also understand who we are as a people, but also to know that we are neighbors and we value that relationship just like we have a valued relationship with the D-backs. This is a wonderful opportunity. As you know, one of the teams is going to be staying at one of our hotels. So again, opportunity to showcase the various entities, what we have for our community.
That is tremendous. Thank you so much for taking the time. Enjoy the rest of the ball game. Fellas, back to you.
Great day here at the ballpark. All 61 teams from the Intertribal Baseball and Softball Tournament, sponsored by Gila River Casinos, are with us today. And Native American Recognition Day. Diamondbacks doing a great job here at Chase Field. Big crowd. Giants and D-backs. Miguel Montero rolls that one to Adrianza in shallow right for the first out.
The Diamondbacks are the only major league team to host this youth baseball and softball tournament for Native Americans. Over the last 4 days, 61 different teams from 4 states played 112 games in 4 different divisions. Single A champions, Shiprock, New Mexico. The Double A champions, Tinley, Arizona. Triple A champions, 2-time champs from Mesa, Arizona. And the softball champions from Gallup, New Mexico. Congratulations to all.
And everybody is here tonight with us. Part of a great crowd at Chase Field. I like those old Oriole caps. Prado tomahawks one into center. And quickly 2 outs for Vogelsong in the 4th. Another time, Martin Prado swinging at the first pitch. How about Tukey? I'm really impressed with that young man.
Yeah, very humble young man.
Oh, terrific kid.
Big hands. I like that in a pitcher. Big, strong hands.
It's funny, he mentioned Pedro Martinez was his favorite pitcher, and Pedro is famous for having those long fingers that helped him get such control of the baseball.
Tukey rocking that bow tie, too. That looks good with the D-backs unit.
Very nice young man. I think they got him on radio right now. He's in there with the governor and Tom Candiotti. Of course, when you get drafted by the Diamondbacks, you have to go pay a, well, it's like a royal visit, really. You go to the radio booth and you meet Greg Schulte. It's expected.
Have an audience with the governor.
There you go, right? 0-2 on Peralta, an RBI double his first time.
You see Vogelsong, he got Peralta to swing at one high fastball in this sequence, and he's gone right back there the last 2 pitches trying to get him to swing at another one. That's that veteran edge I talked about earlier in the ball game. You don't last 8 years in the big leagues with marginal stuff without learning how to use that marginal stuff.
That went a little outside the margins for CB Bucknor's liking, and it's full 3-2. He strikes him out. We are through 4. D-backs trail it 4-2. 61 teams from the Intertribal Baseball and Softball Tournament, courtesy of Gila River Casinos, with us today as we head to the 5th. thing in here. Brandon Crawford steps up now. And noticed some swing changes in Brandon Crawford. He's a different type of hitter this year. What's going on?
He just simplified things. Last year he had a little bat tap on his shoulder, started with his hands low and then had to get him up into a hitting position. This year he just goes right to the hitting position. We've seen Gerardo Parra do it. We've seen Miguel Montero do it. Hitters all around baseball just trying to simplify everything, eliminate any of that wasted movement that's not necessary.
Some kind of pre-swing noise, I guess, and he's quieted things down, and there it is. He rifles that one into right center field. They'll take the turn as it rolls to the wall, and Brandon Crawford will head for third, and he'll make it. Brandon Crawford, his 6th triple. He's become much more of a fly ball hitter this year, much more of a line drive hitter, and he lines one at the gap in right center.
There's that very still swing with the hands just held in that hitting position, ready to drive them forward if the pitch is in the strike zone, and he perfectly splits that gap in right center field for a leadoff triple. No surprise he's got 6 triples on the season. He's got decent speed, and in that ballpark in San Francisco with that huge gap in right center field, Brandon Crawford might lead the league in triples.
And look at the difference in the slugging percentage this year from last year with Brandon Crawford. All those swing changes are really manifesting themselves on the field. I mean, yes, you're going to get a few more strikeouts as he's swinging a little bit harder and everything but the ground balls are way down, the fly balls are way up. He's got those hands up higher, he's quieted things down, and he's become more of a power hitter at shortstop for the Giants, and we just saw a perfect example of that with a leadoff triple here in the 5th. Tyler Colvin is 0-2. A 2-run single in the 1st. He's 1 for 2 tonight.
You see Colvin with a big band-aid on that left forearm area. That's usually the area where you get him from sliding head first and dragging your arms through the dirt. He had a very scary moment in his rookie season as a member of the Chicago Cubs.
This will get a run home. Crawford will score, and it's 5-2.
Colvin was a runner at third base down in Miami against the Marlins, and Wellington Castillo, the young catcher for the Cubs, broke his bat and hit a ball down the left field line. Tyler Colvin turned his head to watch the ball, and unbeknownst to him, the sharp end of the bat came whirly-birding down the third baseline and actually punctured through his uniform, through his skin, and punctured his lung. Very, very scary moment. Had to be airlifted by helicopter to the hospital. It really kind of pulled the plug on what had been a really good rookie season. He had 20 homers and fewer than 400 at-bats that season, and just has never quite gotten back to that level.
He's got 3 RBIs tonight. A triple and a ground ball out have made it a 5-2 lead. Ari Adrianza lifts that in the air to the left field corner, but it's out of play. Adrianza has been hit by a pitch and grounded out. He's 0 for 1. And McCarthy now at 80 pitches in the ball game, 57 for strikes. That front leg kind of buckled on him there.
Almost hyperextended it a little bit as he put his weight out on the front side and then shifted it to the back.
He did not go, says Dan Isonia at third. So keep an eye on Adrianza's knee. Mentioned earlier they did call up Joe Panik, their second base prospect from Fresno today, so he's here at the ball game. 2-2, a run in here in the 5th. It's full. Mentioned that today is Native American Recognition Day. The Diamondbacks are sponsoring in conjunction with Gila River Casinos here at the ballpark. That is popped up near the left field line. Peralta coming in. So on Native American Recognition Day, during the game live here at Chase Field, broadcasting in the Navajo language in Window Rock, Arizona. Let's listen to to Dan Arnold and George LaFrance on KTNN AM.
San Francisco chỉ dạy cho giá đó chỉ cho giá giá Disney đi nếu giá Cisco đó là cái shortstop này thì Aronata first base ấy Ado Argentina thì AJ thì nào ấy họ đó cái có ấy họ là anh ta xin đó có ấy
Hey fans, we invite you to play Kachinko by signing up at one of the 16 interactive kiosks right here at Chase Field during any Diamondbacks regular season home game.
Well, it's been a great night here at Chase Field. Just need some runs now for Brandon McCarthy. Big crowd on hand. Giants lead at 5-2. And now we have a defensive change behind Ryan Vogelsong. Michael Morse has come out of the ball game, and Joaquin Arias has replaced Morse at first base. So we'll try and get some information about what's going on with Michael Morse, but it's Arias now at first for San Francisco. Ender Inciarte leads off the fifth. Pitcher spot is due up next, and Jordan Pacheco is in the on-deck circle for the D-backs, so it looks like McCarthy's night is over. He gave up 5 runs on 10 hits in 5 innings. Inciarte grounded out his first time 0 for 1. And Pablo Sandoval perhaps waiting for a bunt well in on the grass at third. That's something that, Bob, you've mentioned, like to see a little more of from Ender.
Yeah, he runs well. It looks like he's got good instincts when he has tried to bunt. We've seen him show bunt, pull the bat back, and then take a slap at it from time to time. But just sort of tap it back to the mound. No issue for the Giants there.
Well, we think we found out what happened to Michael Morse. Take a look. Just before he struck out to end the fourth. Fouled that one off, and something clearly got him there.
Took some big swings in that at bat before striking out, and obviously tweaked something there. Bruce Bochy getting him out of the ball game. Probably would have taken him out of the ball game a little bit later for defensive purposes, but obviously physically bothered by something.
Well, he has to kind of rotate guys through there without Brandon Belt. Sometimes Posey will play at first, and when Posey catches, Morse plays first and Colvin plays left like they're having tonight. So here is Jordan Pacheco. McCarthy's night ends right here as Pacheco hits for the pitcher and takes strike one. Jordan Pacheco flied out in a pinch hit appearance against Tim Lincecum last night. He's got 2 hits and 5 at bats since he was acquired by the D-backs on waivers from the Rockies. He's yet to start a game, and it's been slow going trying to find Jordan Pacheco some ABs. This is a guy that can hit. Hit .309 in more than 130 games with Colorado 2 years ago and led all major league rookies in hitting. Played third base and first.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
Just thinking out loud a little bit, Madison Bumgarner, the left-handed starter for the Giants tomorrow. Pacheco has amassed some pretty good numbers against him. 9 for 25. That's a .360 average with a homer and 3 doubles. So possibly a place to drop Jordan Pacheco in there tomorrow.
I'd kind of like to see him get a look or two, but it's so hard. Just talked about what Gibby has to do in sort of juggling his middle infielders with Didi and Chris Owings and Aaron Hill. And Pacheco can play anywhere, including catcher. He was the Rockies' backup catcher for the first part of this year. He's played a lot of third, a lot of first. He played second base and shortstop in college at New Mexico. Mike Bolsinger will get the start tomorrow against Madison Bumgarner. 2-2 to Pacheco. High above the bullpen here at Chase Field. Randall Delgado looks like. Still throwing out there. Looks like Delgado will get the 6th. As Pacheco slices another one foul.
Oh, hung on.
Brought the glove.
He tried to rattle out of his glove, but he snow coned it.
Well hit right field. Hunter Pence won't get there. It's off the wall. Pacheco is in at second. He's a hitter. He's got the little snake move down there. He's got 3 hits and 6 at bats as a Diamondback so far.
He hits this ball with authority to the opposite field. Belt high fastball out over the plate. I guess if there is a deficiency in Jordan Pacheco's game, it's the fact he doesn't hit for a lot of home runs, doesn't hit for a lot of power, but he's got doubles power to both gaps in left center and right center down the lines. Smoked that ball.
Diamondbacks have 4 hits tonight against Ryan Vogelsong, all of them doubles. And Pacheco's at second with 1 out for Didi Gregorius, who's 0 for 2. And Didi looks at strike 1. He's in a 2 for 21 right now. And scouts who see Didi Gregorius have the same debate. Was the Didi that hit well the early part of last year just an aberration? And is he more inclined to be the type of hitter who struggled later last season? Or was his good offensive start to last year a glimpse of his real potential? It's kind of hard to know right now.
Well, I think he's a completely different hitter now than he was last year. And I personally think that it was just teams didn't know him. They didn't know how to pitch him. They didn't know where the holes were in his swing. But with more playing time and more at bats, they found the holes in his swing. But now Didi has made some adjustments to the adjustments that other team made against him. It's all about making adjustments and counter adjustments, and I think this new approach will serve him well. Much quicker to the ball, not a lot of wasted motion up there. You know, just like we were talking about with Brandon Crawford and Miguel Montero and Gerardo Parra, simplify things. Get in a position where you're comfortable and are ready to fire that bat into the hitting zone.
A ball and 2 strikes. Kevin Towers was quick to credit Reno hitting coach Greg Gross. Said he did a great job with Didi. Got him into that more comfortable stance that we're watching right now. And Phil Nevin was raving about Didi's attitude while he was there. Said it was just a pleasure to have him. He was all business. No pouting. Vogelsong misses there, and it's full, 3-2. He did not go, says Dan Isonia. Gregorius draws a one-out walk, and Gerardo Parra steps up as the tying run at the plate with one out in the fifth. Second walk issued by Vogelsong.
Now batting, right fielder, Gerardo Parra.
Chance for Parra to get going. He's 0 for 2. And right now 3 for his last 30. Buster Posey would like a word.
I'll tell you one thing, partner. If you come to Chase Field to watch a Diamondbacks game and you can get those seats in the front row right there, you can get an up-close and personal look at Paul Goldschmidt. He comes out of that dugout and goes right over to that wall. I mean, his foot is up against the wall right there. You can't get any closer. You have to buy a ticket to get any closer than that.
And it's always in the same spot, home and away. Just that back foot up against the wall there. And then he'll go into that kind of chopping motion that he does. He's everywhere. One and 0 to Parra. Pacheco is the runner at second. Gregorius at first. Right to Dave McKay, 1-1. Great atmosphere in here tonight. In the air to left. Tyler Colvin in front of the track. Pacheco one halfway, and they'll go back to the bag. That's the second out. Here's Goldie.
Tonight's Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Goldie, Goldie, Goldie. All about Goldie here tonight as Major League Baseball ranks since the beginning of the 2012 season. First in doubles, second in extra base hits, fourth in RBIs, fourth in runs, first in your heart.
And first on your ballot. So far, Goldie 0 for 1. He flied out his first time up, walked his last time up. 2 on, 2 out. And he is the tying run at the plate here in the fifth. Vogelsong at 85 pitches, 50 for strikes. Oh and 1. Resume, and the more you read, the more you're impressed. Since 2012, which was Goldie's first full year in the big leagues, Miguel Cabrera and Mike Trout are the only major league hitters with more extra base hits than Paul Goldschmidt. And one right here would go a long way. C.B. Buckner says strike 2.
This guy's brutal. I don't understand how he still has a job, because this is the way it goes every game he's behind the plate. Absolutely horrible.
Buster Posey wanted it up, 2-2. How did that call change this at bat?
I mean, it went from, well, it should have been a 2-1 count before that pitch. Instead, it's a 1-2 count. And as a hitter, when you have 2 strikes, you've got to think more defensively. You've got to shorten up your swing a little bit. concentrate on covering the entire strike zone, you might not be able to put as good a swing on the ball as you would if the count was 2-1, or now after he missed with that one, it would have been 3-1. Changes everything.
There's almost a negotiation out there in terms of what pitch do you want to throw here to this guy.
It can be confusing when a guy has 3 different fastballs, a curveball, and a changeup, and a lot of different ways Vogelsong could try to go against Goldie right here. So Buster Posey just wanted to make sure they knew exactly what was happening. And they could have possibly changed the signs as well with Jordan Pacheco out there at second base. He's a catcher. He reads signs.
It's full, 3-2. Looks like they're trying to stay away from Goldie.
Oh, yeah.
3-2, 2 outs. Pacheco at second. Gregorius at first. They'll be off of the pitch. The bases are loaded for Aaron Hill. Goldie's second walked it out. And the third issued by Vogelsong.
Out of the frying pan and into the fire. Of course, you've got to pitch Goldie carefully. He's the guy in this lineup that can do a lot of damage with one swing of the bat. But as we talked about earlier, Aaron Hill with really good career numbers against Ryan Vogelsong coming into play tonight. He's already doubled and scored in this game. Okay, with the bases loaded, a chance to bust this one open.
You know, Vogelsong is funny. If you look at his last 10 starts, he's pitched well. Total of only 2 home runs allowed in his last 10 outings. And he keeps it in the ballpark. He's got an ERA over that span of under 3 as Javi Lopez warms up. And 7 of his last 10 starts have been Giant wins. But he's not a guy who dominates. He's a 500 pitcher. The ERA right about 4. Gives up an average of 1 hit per inning out there. And he's 1 pitch away from big trouble. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and Aaron Hill steps in. It was 1 for 2. He doubled and scored in the second. Trying to get Brandon McCarthy off the hook. Ball 1. Advantage D-backs. Aaron, a pair of hits last night. He drove in 2. Right to Greg Schulte in the radio booth. 1-1. Looking for that big hit. Pacheco at third, Gregorius at second, Goldschmidt at first. Base hit. Pacheco scores. Here comes Didi, and the throw is offline. Aaron Hill is out at second. But 2 runs score to make it a 1-run ball game. Aaron tried to tap dance around the tag, but Dale Scott, the crew chief, says he's out at second. Here's a look at that. Nowhere to go, but suddenly it's a 1-run ball game.
cartoonish. It's a different stance, and his practice swings on deck. And first time I saw him from the other side, back when he was with Houston, I was like, you're kidding me. You know, I thought he was messing around. It was a joke, but that's his style.
With our Geico quote of the game, skipper Bruce Bochy describing what he sees from his Hunter Pence. After what you've been saying, Bob Brenly, I had to ask Bochy about his opinion, and he is in lockstep with you. But he also added that Pence, no matter how wacky it looks, has been oh so valuable with Pagan out with the back injury. Guys?
The bottom line is results. It doesn't matter if you stand on your head to swing that bat. If you hit the ball the way Hunter Pence does, you can look funny in the on-deck circle.
Hunter Pence will hit second in the inning for the Giants. Randall Delgado out there to open up the sixth inning for the D-backs. His 22nd appearance of the year, a 6.25 ERA. Top of the order for San Francisco, Blanco, Pence, and Posey in what is now a one-run ball game after Aaron Hill's two-run single. Blanco 1 for 3, singled his last time. Talking about the relationship between Bruce Bochy and Hunter Pence, who's in the on-deck circle. Bochy says they call Pence full throttle because he just goes all the time, which is normally great, but sometimes it can inconvenience Bochy just a bit. There was a time in a Giants game where Hunter Pence crashed into the outfield wall. It was at Coors Field in Denver. You know how big that outfield is. And Pence was lying on the ground, and Bochy ran out on the warning track all the way from the dugout and had to check on Pence. And Hunter was fine, but Bochy told him, "Stay down. I need more time to catch my breath." So Pence said, "All right, I'll stay down." And he gave his manager a break after running all the way out there.
Well, I'm laughing because I've been there, done that. You know, you see your outfielder go down on a warning track, you know, in right center field, and you're in the third base dugout, and you're just holding your breath. Please get up. Please get up. Number one, I want you to be okay and stay in the game. And number two, I don't want to have to run all the way out there.
Take your time. Give me a minute. This is in the air to center. Playable for Ender and Ciarte. Well, Ryan Vogelsong still leading at 5-4 out there with pitching coach Dave Righetti and Bruce Bochy. Bochy managed the National League in the All-Star game in 2011, and in that clubhouse was the first time he got a close look at Hunter Pence, you know, up close and personal and all that. And Bochy always assumed that Pence was this skinny, gangly guy, but when he saw that Hunter Pence was actually a wall of muscle, and then saw how much enthusiasm he played with and fire, all that energy, he was on board. There's a good example of Hunter Pence. He is full throttle all the time. So he went to Brian Sabean, the GM, and said, "Look, if you're looking for a hitter at the deadline, you know, this Pence guy's pretty good. He might work out." And boy, has it worked out.
What an understatement.
And they have gone all in on Hunter Pence. Just got a 5-year, $90 million deal.
He's one of the best kept secrets in baseball. In the National League since 2008, he's first in hits, third in RBIs, third in extra base hits, and second in total bases. And the guys in front of him in RBIs, Ryan Howard, Ryan Braun. Braun and Votto in extra base hits, and Braun in total bases. So, and multi-hit games since 2010, tied with Martin Prado. And, you know, if you ask people about the Giants, Buster Posey's name would come up. Maybe some of their great pitchers, Madison Bumgarner or Tim Hudson or Lincecum.
And right on cue, he hits one high and deep and gone. Whoa. Way gone, upper deck. The 11th of the year for Pence, and now it's a 6-4 ball game.
Steps in the bucket a little bit. By that I mean he steps down the third base line just a little bit, opens up that front side. He's really susceptible to pitches away, but that time Randall Delgado left one up on the inside part of the plate, and he did not miss it.
Buster Posey Posey has singled, doubled, and scored twice. He's 2 for 3. You know, Hunter Pence. I'll wait for the moment here. That's the home run ball. Hunter Pence, we talked about, hadn't really done a whole lot of damage against the Diamondbacks. Well, this year they contained him last night. He went 0 for 4, snapped a 6-game hit streak, and he came into tonight's game just 3 for 32 against the Diamondbacks this season. But he's got a single and a homer tonight. He scored twice. Delgado drops that one in there. It's 1-2.
It's one of the longer home runs we've seen in this ballpark this year. That ball easily got about halfway up the second deck out there at Friday's Front Row Sports Grill.
We saw Ramos Ramirez of the Brewers hit one up there earlier this week, but Pence's shot was even further up. Aaron Hill throws out Posey to them. Yeah, it hit up there.
Yeah, landed in some guy's salad.
Oh, yeah, that gentleman got it. D-backs fan. Get that out on the Twitter. Or maybe a fan photo.
Oh, there you go.
That would be a great fan photo right there. AT&T. It's not a bad deal. You're out here at Chase Field. Got a nice table, enjoying the ball game. Got your friends and family around you, having some snacks, and all of a sudden, here comes the baseball.
Heads up.
Pablo Sandoval. Pablo's got 3 hits, all singles. He's driven in 2. Over the mound, Didi behind the bag, slow roller, and he throws him out. But the Giants add one on Pence's 11th, and they lead at 6-4. CenturyLink, your link to what's next coming up. Miguel Montero leads it off for the D-backs in the 6th. Presented by Cox Communications and Fry's Food Stores is set to take you to a D-backs game. Stop by this month's participating Fry's Food Store over in Globe, and there you can enter to win 2 seats on the Fan Express bus. Get on board. They'll take you to and from the D-backs game on July 20th. So you get all your D-back buddies on there, and we'll see you down here at the ballpark July 20th. All the info you need is at foxsportsarizona.com. Get on the bus, Gus.
Make a new plan, Stan.
Jeremy Affeldt. He's a left-hander. He's on there in relief for Ryan Vogelsong, who exits with a 6-4 lead. The numbers on Affeldt, a 1.54 ERA.
The Giants Well, much like the Diamondbacks have two lefties down there in the bullpen. Lopez more of a specialist, a lefty on a lefty guy. I felt a guy that they can stretch out a little bit more, face some right-handers.
Miguel Montero leads it off. Miggy an RBI double. He scored a run in the second. Montero, Prado, Peralta 5, 6, and 7. Strike one. Miguel Montero went through a stretch late last month where he really struggled, went 1 for 21. And in 1 week, it's amazing what one stretch can do to your batting average over the course of the season. You go 1 for 21, his average dropped by 30 points in a week. But since then, he's hit better than 290. Back with you tomorrow. Diamondback Live pregame show comes your way at 12:30. Doing one to Miggy. Miggy since May 26th, 5 homers and 16 RBIs. Goes up the middle, but Crawford is there. One away. Now, I mentioned this earlier in the broadcast, but this was the scene, man, and it's a scene, man.
It's a scene.
At the Game 7 grill outside Chase Field, Dan Bickley's band, Whiskey's Quicker, with the special guest rhythm guitars, Bob Brenly.
Yeah, I'm a self-described ham-handed rhythm player. It's good to be surrounded by musicians, guys that are really good at what they do. I just keep banging the same 3 chords, nodding my head, and acting like I know what I'm doing, and they play music.
Don't kid yourself, man. It was packed out there. It was a great atmosphere outside the ballpark today. Despite the heat, they had that nice scene. You got the nice cover over there, and you got those misters going to keep all the fans cool, and you guys were jamming. It was a great show. Did your go-to Wild thing opened up with that. I like that.
Yeah, that's the go-to. 3 chords.
And then what else was on the playlist?
Had a little ZZ Top, LaGrange. Had to throw some Led Zeppelin in there. Whole Lot of Love. And then sticking with the Whole Lotta theme, we went with Whole Lotta Rosie from AC/DC. And, you know, if you haven't checked out Whiskey's Quicker, they'll be playing after the game over at the Game 7 grill. Bobby Freeman is going to join on keyboards.
Called strike 3. Affeldt rings up Prado. There is Bobby Freeman.
Yeah, Bobby's fired up. I was talking to him before our set earlier today, and he's really looking forward to it post-game.
So we have bookended the ball game. Brenly opens it up, and Freeman shuts it down. That's big time. David Peralta.
I'm the opening act, and he's the headliner.
The Billy Preston of the NL West.
There you go.
Strike 1. There was a great atmosphere out there today. A lot of fun, a lot of fans. Great crowd here tonight. On Native American Recognition Day, first 20,000 fans got a really nice D-backs duffel bag courtesy of Gila River Casinos. Senator McCain and his wife are here. Bob Brenly playing guitar. We got Tukey Toussaint. They got a lot going on tonight.
A lot of stuff going on.
There's Derek Hall. And Dusty Baker in the house. The Dust Bowl. Roll to second. Andre Anza. And Affeldt works a 1-2-3 inning. D-backs trail at 6-4. Tuesday, July 15th, baseball's best gather in Minneapolis as Derek Jeter takes the field at his final All-Star game. It's going to be quite a night. Special coverage begins 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific on Fox Sports 1, followed by the 2014 All-Star game, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on Fox from Target Field in Minneapolis. And don't forget, vote Goldie. Diamondbacks trail the Giants 6-4. Randall Delgado back out there for his second inning of work.
Leading off for San Francisco, first baseman.
And Joaquin Arias in there for Michael Morse will lead it off. Buster Posey's had a big night, couple of hits. He has scored twice. Delgado gave up a long home run to Hunter Pence back in the 6th, and now he's out there to face Arias, Crawford, and Colvin. 5, 6, and 7 in the San Francisco 7.
You know, partner, you were saying what a difference a week can make. A real hot week can turn your season around rather quickly. Perfect example. Jimmy Rollins was hitting .246 before his 15-game hitting streak. And after the 15-game hitting streak, he was hitting .247.
How was that possible?
1 for 4, 1 for 5, 1 for 4, 1 for 5. Get a hit every day for 2 weeks plus, and your average goes up 1 point.
Talk about treading water. He's kind of going that way for the Phillies. That's out of play.
An oddity in baseball today at Coors Field in Colorado. The Brewers scored 3 runs on 1 wild pitch. Cleared the bases.
That is a really wild pitch.
Man, you got to see the replay. It turned into a little league play where there were some overthrows, but 3 runs scored on 1 wild pitch.
Two and two. Hey fans, follow every D-backs game with MLB.com at bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. You'll get live look-ins, instant replay, score, stats, audio, a free MLB.tv game of the day, and more. You can download on the App Store or visit dbacks.com. 2-2. Arias getting his cuts. Doesn't get to too many too often. Since May 9th, only 31 at bats, 6 hits, and still looking for his first extra base hit this year. He flied out as a pinch hitter against Evan Marshall in the 7th last night. He subbed in at first for Morse halfway through tonight. And he's making Delgado work. I saw the Astros had those great uniforms on again tonight. They lost to the Rays 8-0, probably why they lost, but they got 1 hit. Houston wearing those the old Enos Cabell throwbacks, which look so cool. I wish they had gone back to those full time. 3-2. Mentioned Joe Panik. There he is, the rookie second baseman, just called up to the big leagues today. First round pick from 3 years ago. So we might see Joe Panik.
He looks like a rookie. He looks like a kid. Oh, Panik at the disco. I see what they're doing down there.
I can't control them. Miguel Montero goes underhand that time. Now, on those types of plays, isn't there a particular way the catcher is supposed to face?
Well, it's more on balls popped straight up around the home plate area. When they're over there by the on-deck circle, you just get over there and get them the best you can. But, yeah, normally when a ball goes straight up the chute around home plate, it's going to go up and go back toward the backstop. And then because of the rotation on the ball as it descends, it's going to come back toward the playing field. So as a catcher, you're supposed to turn around and face the backstop and let the ball come back to you.
Brandon Crawford tripled and scored his last at bat. And we talked about how he's become a bit more of a power hitter this year. We saw that his last time up. Last year, career high 9 home runs. He's already got 7 this year in about half as many games. Slugging percentage up by 80 points. 1-1. And we showed you the split screen. His hands are a lot higher too. He's quieter, but in more of a hitting position.
You eliminate a lot of that unnecessary movement, and just like with Miguel Montero, it allows you to wait longer on the pitch. You don't swing at as many borderline or bad pitches as maybe you did in the past. When you get balls you should handle, and generally you get the barrel on them and hit them hard somewhere.
This guy's always been an excellent defensive shortstop. Has really turned into a heck of a fielder, but the bat is really coming along now as well, as he's in his age 27 season. 2-1 is driven to center. Ender Inciarte tracks it down. Feel really good about him out there in center.
Ball naturally tailing away from him, coming off the bat of a left-handed hitter. He made it look easy. Got to the spot quickly.
You got a fly ball pitcher like Randall Delgado. You want Ender Inciarte out there. 2 down for Colvin. He has driven in 3 of San Francisco's 6 runs. Had a 2-run single in the first. An RBI ground out his last time up that followed Crawford's triple. And Tyler Colvin, a Clemson Tiger, first-round pick by the Cubs back in the '06 draft. Colvin was the 13th player selected overall that year. He was drafted by the Cubs 3 spots after the Giants took Tim Lincecum. And now here he is on the same team with Lincecum. That's a strike, 1-1. He was drafted only 2 spots after the D-backs took Max Scherzer. So he was up there in pretty good company in that '06 draft.
The life of a starting pitcher. The biggest issue is getting tee times on the 4 days between starts.
And are you saying this just because Brandon Webb has made his way into our booth? You're already giving Webby a hard time?
He can't hear me.
2-1.
It worked okay for all those Braves rotations for years and years and years. Smoltz and Glavine and Maddox and Denny Nagel and all those guys used to tote their golf clubs on every road trip. And if it wasn't your day to start, next up on the number 1 tee, the Smoltz foursome.
Former Brave Tim Hudson right there. C.B. Bucknor rings up Colvin. We'll be back with Brandon Webb in our fan photo next.
And it's time for the 7th inning stretch.
By Cox Communications. Bundle and save with Cox. Native American Recognition Day here at the ballpark, set for the home half of the 7th. D-backs trail the Giants 6-4. We're joined by Brandon Webb for his analysis on Brandon McCarthy, another rough one.
Yeah, it was, I mean, from the get-go today, he's usually been good through the first few innings, but it was right at the first inning. I thought he was going to get out of there with one run. He had a walk to Crawford, and then Colvin got another hit right after that, 2 RBIs. So could have been better. I thought he was going to get out of there, sneak out of it with 1 run, and just got away from him again.
Your thoughts on the strike zone tonight? We don't want to make it about that, but here and there it's been a little bit of an issue.
Oh yeah, I mean, who's back there? He's all over the place. Seems like, I mean, this is from whenever I was playing. We all knew.
Ender Inciarte leads off the 7th. Pitcher's spot is due up next, and Cody Ross is in the on-deck circle. What'd you think of Tukey? Did you get to meet Tukey?
I did.
What are your impressions?
Seems like a very well-spoken kid, very nice, pretty soft-spoken, kind of shy.
On off to Crawford. All right, now you did a tremendous job last night.
Here we go, coming off a big one.
It's time for our AT&T fan photo using the hashtag #AZFanPhoto on the Twitter. And there's Jerry.
Nice. Going old school on the purple, bringing the purple back.
Now,
I know you like the purple, BB.
I believe that's Buck Showalter on the cover of that particular Diamondbacks magazine. I got to give you credit, Webby. Going to the purple vault, that's clutch.
Yes.
Now he's bounced back nicely from the hedgehog incident.
Yep.
Can we fast track this thing through? And I feel like we've kind of beaten him up this week.
I told him I got one more day, and I should be in.
You want to lock it down tomorrow?
A good weekend, I thought, after that bad one.
Tentatively approved, provided he doesn't really screw up tomorrow.
Doesn't throw another hedgehog on us or some other varmint.
Oh, no.
Yeah, rule number 1, no varmints. Cody Ross.
You know me. The purple vault is always going to get you a little extra credit.
Yeah, I knew that.
Way to tug at the old heartstrings, Webby. Nicely. Well played. Well played.
Thought that one out.
He's wondering, why are they putting me on TV? Cody 3 for 13 as a pinch hitter this year. He grounded out in a pinch hit appearance last night. He drops that one into right center for a base hit. So Cody Ross has now hit in 9 of his last 14 games. Still not driving the ball to the gaps or pulling it down the line like you'd really like to see, but 9 out of 14, you'll take that.
Takes baby steps when you dig a hole like Cody did at the beginning of this season, mostly through no fault of his own. It's going to take a while to get your rhythm back, get your timing back, and it's coming gradually. A lot of extra work early in the day and taking his at-bats where he gets them.
Matt Stites warming up in the Sanderson Ford bullpen. Made his major league debut the other day against the Brewers, just up from AAA Reno. First pitch swinging, Didi. Shallow center, Blanco coming in. 2 down. Diamondbacks Live, starring Brandon Webb. Coming up after the ball game. How do you like doing the TV thing, by the way?
Yeah, it's fun.
You're a natural.
Thank you.
Well, you are. You have a very kind of relaxed style. I mean,
it's that's how I like to do it. Just a conversation out there talking about baseball.
Gerardo Parra, 0 for 3. Well, you got to put up with, clowns like us. It can't be easy.
Yeah, Jody Jackson, the star today. Happy birthday to her again, huh?
Oh, it's Jody's birthday. I heard there was just a flat-out celebration on the pregame show.
There was. Bubblegum cap.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, on the walk-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you do that. That was a nice touch.
I thought you were going to get her
passed on the dirt bath, but
a bucket full of Gatorade.
Yeah.
Maybe after on the postgame.
Kept it clean.
This was earlier on Diamondbacks Live.
There we go.
Big spender, Webby.
Yeah,
big spender. An empty plastic bucket. Well, I'll tell you, that's
Good
a look,
stuff.
though. If you're a Diamondbacks fan, that's
you got it. You know that.
You like to see that.
Did you keep all the double bubble for yourself?
Yeah, I put that in the duffel, the giveaway duffel bag today. I loaded that down.
He took
I love
off
it
with
when
the
a plan
gum.
comes together.
Here's the 0-2. Did Jody? How old is Jody? Do we know?
I couldn't get that out of her.
You know better than to ask.
Yeah.
Look out.
Strayed a little farther inside than he wanted right there, but I have a sneaking suspicion that that fastball in is probably designed to set up this pitch.
Oh, yeah.
Probably
Get
a
the
slow
slider
breaking
away,
ball
yeah.
away.
There it is.
How important is sequencing? That's a word, Webby, we hear all the time. What does that mean to you?
Well, I mean, I think it's very important. You see right there, it just sets up. You're just setting the hitter up for different pitches. You don't want to just keep giving him the same look and the same look, and you want to mix up your pitches and sequences and try to fool him.
Going down there again. Chops it over the mound. Crawford has to hurry. Bare hand play, and there is no play. Parr's aboard. And now the tying runs are on with 2 outs for Paul Goldschmidt. And Bruce Bochy's not going to let his left-hander face Goldie. And a great chance here for the Diamondbacks. Their all-star candidate coming up. Tying runs aboard. 2 outs in the 7. Don't go anywhere. Back after this. Only you can buy an infield reserve ticket for $14. That's a $22 value. Or an infield box ticket for $44 to match Goldie's uniform. That's a $60 value. For the D-backs game against the Cubs on July 19th, just visit dbacks.com/tickets and enter the promo code Vote Goldie. You can get a $60 seat for $44, a $22 seat for $14 for the D-backs and Cubs game on July 19th. Visit dbacks.com/tickets. Goldie comes up. with a tying runs aboard and 2 outs in the 7th, and this is a tough customer. It's Gene Machie.
Look at that ERA, 0.29. He has given up 1 run all year, and that came on April 15th. He must have been upset after filing his taxes. 6 games with no runs, gave up 1 run on the 15th of April, and his last 25 games he hasn't surrendered a run.
That is the longest active scoreless streak in the major leagues. Gene Machie, and he's into a big jam here, 2 on, 2 out. You've got Cody Ross, the runner at second, Gerardo Parra, the tying run at first. And here's Goldie. He has walked his last 2 times up. He's 0 for 1. Rebby, how would you approach Paul Goldschmidt if you were out there right now?
If I like that pitch right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sankers.
That was nasty. Yeah, just try to keep it away from him, keep it down. I mean, we've shown pitches earlier today, though. He hits a lot of things that are even balls, and drives them.
Almost got behind Posey, 1-1. Paul has hit safely in 3 straight games and 13 of his last 14, hitting .362 over that span. Leading the National League in hits, behind only Giancarlo Stanton in RBIs. One and two.
We talk sometimes about a hitter that tries to do some things with his waggle, with the bat, just to try to relieve some of the tension and some of the muscle contractions in his forearm and his wrist. Watch Paul Goldschmidt when he gets back in the batter's box here, how he diverts his eyes. He doesn't just stare out at the pitcher. He'll look down at the ground, then he'll look at the pitcher, then he'll look out to the right center field wall. He'll look at the barrel of his bat. He's trying to keep his eyes from straining and staring out there at that opposing pitcher. He's looking off to the distance there, relaxing his eyes, looking down at the ground. He'll pick up the pitcher, and then he'll look off of him again. And once Machie lets that ball go, he is like a hawk on that baseball.
2-2. How unusual is that?
I think it's pretty common, but I just noticed Goldie on the pitch before how he was doing it. Just occasionally you'll see a hitter actually stand in the batter's box while the pitcher's getting the sign, and you'll see him divert his eyes like over toward the RamTrucks.com pool or to the gap in left center field if it's a left-handed hitter. And then you swing back around and focus on that pitcher again.
3-2. And now anything in the gap or down the line has a chance to tie the ball game because Parra can take off from first with a pitch.
I think it's going to come down to Aaron Hill again. It just looks to me like he doesn't want to give Goldie anything close to the plate to put a swing on.
Hard to blame him. Ross at second, Parra at first. 3-2, 2 outs. There go the runners. Ball 4. The bases are loaded. The 3rd time tonight, Paul Goldschmidt has drawn a base on ball.
It worked out pretty good for the Diamondbacks back in that 5th inning. They walked Goldie to load him up. Aaron Hill got a base hit and was thrown out trying to stretch it into extra bases, but did drive in a couple runs in that 5th.
Well, it's up to Aaron Hill. They're loaded with 2 outs. You've got Cody Ross at third, Gerardo Parra the tying run at second, Paul Goldschmidt the go-ahead run at first. Aaron Hill has 2 hits tonight. He doubled and scored in the second, a 2-run single in the 5th. 3-for-5 career against Gene Machie. Popped him up third base side, playable for Sandoval. And the Diamondbacks down 2, leave them loaded. Brandon Webb, thanks. We'll see you on Diamondbacks Live.
All right, guys.
Score on a wild pitch.
Yeah, Christian Friedrich pitching to Michael McHenry, and obviously a cross up. The ball got away. First runner scored. The second one comes in when the ball got thrown over by the third base dugout, and then Gene Segura, very aware, nobody paying attention. He just kept on running. Clear the bases with a wild pitch.
That's our Chaz Roberts air conditioning cool play of the game. A 3-run wild pitch. And now it's our first televised look on Fox Sports Arizona at rookie right-hander Matt Stites. This was the centerpiece for the Diamondback perspective in many ways of the Ian Kennedy deal. He came over from the Padres along with Joe Thatcher, made his major league debut the other day against the Brewers, and he has put up very good numbers in the minor leagues this year. 17 appearances for the AAA Reno Aces this year, a 2.25 ERA. With 15 strikeouts in 16 innings, he had 12 saves. And he throws hard. You'll see 96, 97 with good movement. He can really paint the corners. Excellent location for Matt Stites, and he's a guy that they are really excited about. Joe Panik about to make his major league debut. He's on deck. Pitcher spot is due up next. A-Ray Adrianza leads off the 8th for the Giants and lines one to Parra in right. It's off the base of the wall. Kicks up. And that's a double to lead off the 8th for Adrianza. His 4th this year. And now the major league debut for 23-year-old Joe Panik. He's got the whole family here. What a moment this is. Joe Panik, he was hitting .321 at AAA Fresno this season. 5 homers in 74 games.
Pinch hitting for Gene Machie. Number 12, Joe Panik.
Back in the 2011 draft, as you mentioned earlier, went to St. John's University.
The 29th player selected overall that year. Drafted as a shortstop. But he's been playing second base. They like the swing. They like the makeup. Profiles as a solid major leaguer. So we'll be seeing a lot of Joe Panik in the future.
You know, we highlighted Brandon Crawford earlier and showed you how he simplified his pre-swing at bats. Yeah, Panik's got a lot going on here. He's got his bat pumping, elbow flying. I mean, he's had success everywhere he's played. We'll see if that success continues at the major league level.
Giants have been waiting a bit to bring Joe Panik up to the big leagues. They wanted to get him some steady at bats at AAA and continue to develop, but second base has just been a disaster this year, and they need an answer. So with Panik hitting .321 at Fresno, he got the call today. 2-1. This is all that's going on.
The elbow and the hands and the bat waving. I mean, you know, like most hitters at this level, when the ball is delivered, he's in a good hitting position. Just seems to be a lot of unnecessary movement as he's waiting.
2 balls and a strike for Matt Stites. 97 from Stites, and it's 3-1. So Matt Stites just a couple of days removed from his big league debut, facing Joe Panik, who's in the middle of his first big league at bats. The NL West. This is a matchup you'll be seeing a lot of down the road. .3-1 is in the dirt, and Joe Panik takes a walk. First 2 have reached against Stites here in the 8th.
He sure looked comfortable up there. It's not uncommon for a youngster making his major league debut to just swing at anything airborne around the plate. But Panik eyeballing the pitches from Matt Stites right there and takes the base on balls.
Well, Matt Stites, at the time of the trade from the Padres system, the headline was Ian Kennedy dealt to San Diego for Joe Thatcher, but Kevin Towers said Matt Stites was somebody the Diamondbacks were very, very excited about. And KT said that Matt is someone that they thought in 2014 could be a fixture at the back end of our bullpen. And this is a nice core group that the Diamondbacks have put together here. You've already seen Evan Marshall this year. Now you've got Matt Stites here now. And Jake Barrett, the ASU Sun Devil, perhaps right behind. He's a AAA. A lot of promising young arms in this D-backs bullpen. Gregor Blanco now, 2 on, nobody out. Blanco 1 for 4, a single in the 4th. Punts it in front of the plate. Montero has one play. Adrianza to third and Panik in at second.
Right fielder Hunter Pence.
Of course, Joe Panik playing at Fresno, Didi Gregorius at Reno in the Coast League. These guys are very familiar with each other. And now Matt Stites knows he's in the big leagues. Hunter Pence with 2 on and 1 out. Pence 2 for 4 tonight. And he hit a massive home run into the upper deck over the D-backs bullpen his last time up. This was Hunter Pence in the 6th, and watch this one go. .110 off the bat. That's Giancarlo Stanton territory. Diamondbacks infielders in on the edge of the grass with a 1 out, 2nd and 3rd. Well, Matt Stites has a reputation as a strike thrower. That's what he's been throughout his minor league career, but he's having trouble throwing strikes here tonight. 6 balls and 3 strikes so far. There's the infield in on the edge of the grass. Kirk Gibson was asked about Matt Stites, and he said about Stites, his stuff is firm. Which means, I guess, he throws a heavy ball, comes out hot, good location. And not a pitcher that hitters get a good look at. Don't pick the ball up coming out of Matt Stites' hand all that well. Two and 1. Good velocity tonight. The command hasn't been there so far.
Yeah, command is important against Hunter Pence. We documented earlier he bails out a little bit. The pitch from Delgado was right in the middle of his bail. Much better chance to get him out if you work middle of the plate away.
Bases are loaded. Second walk in the inning issued by Matt Stites. And Mike Harkey's going to get out there. The comparison for Matt Stites provided for Kevin Towers by D-back scout Bill Gayton, who saw a lot of Stites in the minor leagues, was Craig Kimbrell. Not guaranteeing Kimbrell-like results, but the reason for the Kimbrell comp, similar builds and styles. Stites is only 5'11". And like Kimbrell, he's a powerful guy out there, kind of stout, throws hard, challenges hitters, and has swing and miss type stuff. But right now the issue is command.
He did have the base open there, and certainly understandable. You want to work Hunter Pence very carefully after what he has done tonight. Now you got Buster Posey up there, double play candidate if you get him to hit that ball on the ground somewhere. Posey's grounded into 9 double plays this season.
Buster Posey's had a big series. A-Ray Adrianza the runner at third, Joe Panik at second, and Hunter Pence at first. Posey tonight 2 for 4, a single in the first, a double in the second. He has scored twice. And this after he was on base 3 times last night. And so far 13 pitches for Matt Stites, 9 for balls. And he dropped the ball. They are ruling out Dale Scott, the crew chief, the second base umpire, signaling that he had the ball long enough. And that goes to the transfer rule that has recently been sort of reworked here. MLB has come up with a more precise interpretation of the transfer play. There is no actual transfer rule, never has been, just new guidelines as to what is and is not a catch. It's really a definition of terms. They're saying now, under the new interpretation, you just have to catch the ball for it to be ruled an out. If you drop the ball while transferring it to the throwing hand, it is still an out as long as you've made the catch before attempting to start the next phase of the play.
And it was pretty clear that was the case with that line drive off the bat of Buster Posey right at Didi.
Here's the Panda. They're loaded, 2 outs. Lifts that the other way into left, right to Peralta. And Matt Stites wiggles off the hook and leaves them loaded. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. Diamondbacks need some runners. We'll see Montero, Prado, and Peralta in the game. The latest online local sports coverage you won't find anywhere else. Tonight you'll get Jack McGruder's post-game analysis and reaction from the D-backs clubhouse plus a look at the Suns' possible NBA draft scenarios. All that and more right now online at FoxSportsArizona.com. As we go to the home half of the 8th, Diamondbacks trail at 6-4. New pitcher for the Giants, and this was a guy that was out for a while, and boy, did they miss him. It's Santiago Casilla, missed 24 games with the right hamstring strain, just activated from the DL on Tuesday.
His numbers for the season, he's really been a road warrior this year. He's only given up 1 run in 18 innings of work away from AT&T Park this year.
Well, the Diamondbacks left them loaded in the 7th, still down 6-4, and Miguel Montero will lead off the 8th. Montero, Prado, Peralta 5, 6, and 7 against Casilla. 12 hits for the Giants, 7 for the D-backs. Montero, an RBI double in the 2nd. He scored a run. We've had a little bit of everything tonight. It's been quite a ball game.
Yeah, you just get the feeling. I mean, the Diamondbacks have been close a couple times. They've had some opportunities with the right guys up there at the plate. They just couldn't get that one last base hit to tie this game and take a lead. But you get the feeling they're going to get another opportunity at some point here in the next couple innings.
Higgy drives it down the left field line. Just fine. Only 2 other ball games still going on. The Rangers and the Angels are tied up 2-2 in Anaheim in the 10th. Dodgers lead the Padres 4-2 in the 8th inning at Petco Park. One ball and 2 strikes. I wonder if Casilla will be a little rusty here.
Well, his fastball has great velocity in the mid-90s. He's always thrown very hard. You would figure it would be with his breaking pitches, and he really spikes this curveball about 5 feet out in front of home plate. Casilla throws both a curve and a slider. Usually curveballs to the left-handed hitters, hard sliders to the right-handed hitters.
2-2. 1 away. Bob, you and I were talking to John Miller, the outstanding radio voice of the Giants, and he was telling us how much they miss Santiago Casilla. He was out with that hamstring injury.
It's amazing what a difference one guy missing from a bullpen will make. You know, it forces guys to be shoved into roles that they're not familiar with or not comfortable with. You know, much like right now for Kirk Gibson, when the Diamondbacks have a lead late, we know it's going to be Marshall to Ziegler to Reed, and it all flows one into the other. And when one of those pieces is missing, somebody else has got to step in, and it's not always as seamless as you would like.
Martin Prado, he has hit in 4 straight and 7 of his last 8, but he's 0 for 3 so far tonight. Over the mound, it knocks the glove off Casilla. Crawford picks it up and throws him out. That's a hot shot back to the box. Took the glove hand right off.
Reaches across as he tried to stab that ground ball, and the glove just came right off his hand. It wasn't done intentionally. Martin Prado just can't catch a break right now.
And if you're curious or scoring at home, you do score that, by the way. 1-6-3 on the putout. 2 down, David Peralta. Slices that one foul. Peralta, an RBI double in the 2nd. He's 1 for 3. So he has now hit safely in 14 of the first 20 games in which he's played in the big leagues. He's at .303 on the year. Hit a rocket off the center field wall his first time up. Came off the bat at nearly 110 miles an hour.
You got an interesting this day in baseball history. On this day in 2009, Tony La Russa got his 2,500th victory as a manager, joining Connie Mack and John McGraw as the only managers to get to that 2,500 victory mark.
Diamondbacks' new chief baseball officer. 0-2.
Connie Mack and John McGraw. When your name is mentioned with guys like that, you've accomplished something.
Well, he's got a special guest with him here this week, and the gentleman on the right there was the architect of the latest Green Bay Packers dynasty. That's Ron Wolf. So the D-backs new chief baseball officer may be talking to a guy that did a pretty fair job building up or I should say sort of revitalizing a dynasty in Green Bay. That seems like a very Tony La Russa thing to do, is solicit the advice and opinions of people who have accomplished great things in their careers, like Ron Wolf in Green Bay. Two. You ever talk to anybody when you got this job of managing? Not the TV job, I meant the managerial job.
Yeah, usually people that I already had somewhat of a relationship with. Obviously, I spent a lot of time talking to Roger Craig, Bob Lillis, Don Zimmer, recently passed. Guys that had a big effect on me as a player, and I respected what they did after their playing days were over as a coach or a manager.
Three and two. Called strike three. And that's the inning. We go to the ninth. Diamondbacks trail at 6-4. Our Gila River game summary set for the ninth inning. Diamondbacks trail at 6-4. It was a rough one for Brandon McCarthy, who gave up 5 runs on 10 hits, as the Giants got 3 in the first and 1 in the second. Diamondbacks still trying to scratch their way back in this thing. And on the mound for the D-backs to open up the ninth, it's the iron lefty, Joe Thatcher. Joaquin Arias took over at first base for Michael Morse. Midway through the game, Michael Morse, the Giants say, removed from tonight's ball game with back tightness. So it's Arias at first, 33rd appearance of the year for Joe Thatcher. So we've seen Matt Stites and now Joe Thatcher, both guys coming over from the Padres in the Ian Kennedy deal at the deadline last year. One more against the Giants for you tomorrow on Fox Sports Arizona. Mike Bolsinger for the D-backs and Madison Bumgarner for the Giants. Shallow right center in Ciarte. Boy, he can really cover some ground out there.
Shortstop,
Giants 2, 3, 4 hitters doing all the damage tonight. That's Pence, Posey, Sandoval, and they are our APS Energy All-Stars.
7 hits between them, including a homer, a double. Scored 5 runs. That's what you expect over the course of a long season from your 2, 3, 4 hitters in the lineup. You don't always get it every night, but when you do, chances are you're going to put a bunch of runs on the board when you get those 3 guys clicking.
Brandon Crawford. Crawford hasn't had a bad night either. He walked his first time up, tripled and scored in the 5th. His 6th triple this year. Diamondbacks in the bottom of the 9th will have Ender Inciarte in the pitcher's spot, and Didi Gregorius apparently against Sergio Romo, who has had some issues as of late, closing for the Giants. He's warming up in their bullpen. Two and one to Crawford.
It's been a rough go lately for Sergio Romo. His last 8 games, his ERA is nearly 12.5.
That bad?
That's pretty bad, yeah, for a closer. He's blown his last 2 save opportunities. He's not a big guy. Giants use him a lot because they've been winning a lot. And he has stretches of the season where he gets a little physically run down. They've got to give him a chance to recharge his battery before running him back out there.
He will get the 9th. See if the Diamondbacks can do something, needing at least 2. 3-2 to Crawford. Is in there. Called strike 3.
Left fielder Tyler Colvin.
Fastball right there at the bottom of the zone. After a series of sweeping sliders that started right at Crawford and ended up off the plate away, just freezes on that fastball.
Tyler Colvin has driven in 3 of the Giants' 6 runs, a 2-run single in the 1st, an RBI ground out in the 5th. He's 1 for 4. A ball and a strike. He did not go. Dan Isonia down at 3rd. 2-1. Lifts it the other way and is short left. It'll die in the glove of Peralta and send us to the bottom of the ninth. Sergio Romo is coming in. D-backs down 6-4. Field, and here is the Giants closer, Sergio Romo. Suffered losses in back-to-back games for just the second time in his career. He's blown consecutive save opportunities for the first time ever. D-backs might be getting him at just the right time.
Yeah, hopefully so. Fastball slider combination, a lot of sliders from Romo. Usually he uses the slider early in the at-bat. And just about the time you look for a slider, he'll sneak that fastball by you. Those are the numbers I was talking about over his last 8 games.
Been a bumpy ride. Ender Inciarte will lead off the D-backs ninth. Pitcher spot is due up next. And Roger Kieschnick is in the on-deck circle. Rally duffel bag tonight. I like it. There's 20,000 Diamondback fans on Native American Recognition Day getting a D-backs duffel bag courtesy of Gila River Casinos. Inciarte 0 for 3. Sandoval well in on the grass at third. There's strike one. Need a base runner. Ender has hit safely in 13 of his last 16 games, but he's 0 for 3 tonight. In the air to center, playable for Blanco. And now here's former Giants great Roger Kieschnick.
For Joe Thatcher.
D-backs picked him up on waivers from San Francisco in April. Originally a third-round pick by the Giants in 08 out of Texas Tech. And now here he is facing Romo with 1 out in the ninth. He gets ahead again. That's going to make a great avatar right there. Kieschnick 3 hits and 8 at bats, including a home run since his second call from AAA Reno. Lines it to right center field. That gets down and rolls to the wall, and Kieschnick is in at second. All 3 Diamondback pinch hitters in this ball game hitting for the pitcher have base hits. And now the tying run comes up to the plate with 1 out.
I haven't seen a lot of Roger Kieschnick, but he looks like a different hitter this time around. Much more aggressive swings. Took that fastball from Romo and shot it into the gap out there just to the right of straightaway center field.
Didi Gregorius walked and scored in the 5th. He's 0 for 3. Didi in a 2 for 22 right now.
With that double by Kishnik, left-handed batters are 6 for their last 11 against Sergio Romo. We've got Didi at the plate and another lefty, Gerardo Parra, in the on-deck circle.
It's working so far.
Rally Duffel.
Lock that camera down, Mitch Riggin. 2-1. That's in there for a strike. 2-2.
That's his go-to pitch, that backdoor slider to a lefty. As so many hitters quit on that pitch, it looks like it's going to be over in the right-handed batter's box, and then just dive bombs back to the corner.
About that pinch hitter spot for the Diamondbacks tonight. Pacheco had a pinch hit double in the 5th batting for the pitcher. Cody Ross a pinch single. Now Kishnik a pinch double. And has brought Gregorius up as the tying run. 2-2. Right behind Dave McKay at first. Cindy Bonacontri will let that one go. It's out of her range. Pacheco doubled and scored in the 5th, hitting for the pitcher. Ross singled in the 7th, and now Kishnik has doubled in the 9th. Productive day from the D-backs bench tonight. Another 2-2 to Didi. It's full. Eighth pitch coming up. Tough play for Crawford. Gregorius is aboard.
That slider again on the outer third of the plate, chasing Crawford all the way in that hole between third and short. Probably not a good throw right there. Very little chance of getting Didi on that cross-body throw running toward the foul line. Crawford did put it right on the money, but way too late to get Didi.
Tying runs aboard with 1 out for Gerardo Parra, who singled his last time up.
Those lefties are now 7 for their last 12 against Romo. Let's keep it moving.
And the rally duffel bag is working its mojo here.
pitch changeup this time from Romo. That's pitching rarely uses. When he does use it, it'll be against a left-handed hitter. Tries that backdoor slider again, that time down.
Giants outfielders with their backs to the warning track. We've got Kieschnick, the runner, at second, and Gregorius at first. Didi is the tying run with one out. Second base, Adrianza has one play. The runners advance. And here comes Goldie. A single can tie the ball game.
Season here for Bruce Bochy. Goldie represents the possible winning run in this game. The cardinal rule is you don't put the winning run on via a base on balls, but Paul Goldschmidt 4 for 10 against Romo. Aaron Hill in the on-deck circle 0 for 6 lifetime.
Bochy looks like he wants to talk about it. Bullpen is quiet for the Giants. It's conference time. The entire infield will collect at the mound. Well, fitting that on Vote Goldie night, it all comes down to 44 with a tying runs on base and 2 outs. And as you mentioned, first base open, so this is fascinating. Not only would it tie the ball game, a base hit. Get you some tacos.
Well, since the beginning of the 2012 season, Paul Goldschmidt is 3rd in the major leagues in go-ahead RBIs. Which would mean he'd have to drive himself in here. You know what I mean?
He's been known to do that. Tying runs aboard, 2 outs, bottom 9. Romo and Goldschmidt. Right field, Hunter Pence. And the Giants hang on 6-4. Romo survives. And the Giants even the series at a game apiece, and they snap what had been a season-high 6-game losing streak.
I mentioned it earlier. The Diamondbacks had some opportunities with runners on base in the middle innings of this ball game. Just couldn't seem to come up with that one big base hit to get them back in the ball game. It's always tough to come back against a closer, even a struggling closer like Sergio Romo.
Well, the Giants get the 6-4 win. Dodgers won 4-2 in San Diego, so the lead remains 4 for San Francisco atop the NL West as they snap the 6-game losing streak and manage to this point at least a split of this series as we head into tomorrow's rubber game. We'll have that for you on Fox Sports Arizona. Tomorrow afternoon, Mike Bolsinger starts for the Diamondbacks and Madison Bumgarner for the Giants. Giants win at 6-4. Let's start Diamondbacks Live, a post game with the birthday girl, Jody Jackson. Happy birthday.